Falcon fans, and of course, Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what to do. It's One Time for the Fan, episode 212. Man, we are moving. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast. Shout to Bodie, shout to Chase, shout to Carrie. But a big shout out to T Will. T Will, how's everything going, my brother?
Going well, my brother. How you doing today on this wonderful Falcon Sunday?
Hey, man, this is great. This is great. I'm doing well. Once again, Falcon fans, welcome to One Time for the Fan. Please hit that like. Please hit that share. And don't forget to hit that subscribe as we're getting closer and closer to a thou on the subs. Thou wow. We're going to put it up there on the bottom of the screen. Subscribe to the channel. A lot of people from Facebook checking in. Might have some people from Twitter checking in. So look at the bottom of the screen. Subscribe to the channel. If you're here now, go ahead and hit the like. Go ahead and tag your Falcons friends. Tell your Falcons family that we are live talking Falcons football on this another amazing Sunday here closer to the NFL. Bam, good done. Watching the Dallas-Boston game. The NBA Finals is on right now too as well. So we get to watch something, Terry, until Falcons football rolls around, right?
There you go. You know, something to occupy our time a little bit, so I can dig it.
Braves not having a good day.
Yeah, we're struggling. We are struggling right now.
Why are we struggling, Terry?
Well, we're not hitting. Obviously, Acuna being out doesn't help us. Strider being out doesn't help us. Right now, our bullpen is struggling. Our bullpen, which was strong all season. We've got a few injuries and got a few guys out of place. And we're just, if we get enough hits, we don't pitch well enough. So if we get a lead, we can't hold it. And if the pitching is good, we never get a lead. So I don't know what the easy answer is. I know that I know Ron Washington isn't there anymore. I mentioned this. I don't know if maybe that's a catalyst for it. These guys just seem like they're playing tight. And that's not this team. This team has always been loose. They've always been fun-loving. They've always been aggressive, and I'm just not seeing that now. So I don't know. Each season is its own universe. So just because they did it in 2021, I promise you that does not assure that they will do it this year. They could go on a run. But right now, I think we need to make some moves, Jack. I really do.
Well, with the Braves, even having the success back in 2021, because some fans pointed out, when Acuna went down again, that, hey, well, we won the championship a couple years ago without Acuna when he went down. Mm-hmm. So fans are banking on that superstition, I guess, to help, build the impact that it could happen again this year. But the Braves are still one of the best teams in baseball. Mm-hmm. But the past couple series have been disappointing. But then again, they had the San Diego series that was kind of disappointing too as well. This one with Washington. They got some things to work on. But guess what? We're all Braves fans. Mm-hmm. We're all, most of us, Georgia Bulldogs fans. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
And, of course, everybody here on the channel is Falcon fans. Even that one Jaguar fan who's going to come in here in a minute talking trash.
Let's go Falcons.
Some type of love for the Atlanta Falcons. But, Terry,
or he wouldn't be here.
Jeez. I mean, we're glad for him to have him here. I mean, continue bringing the comments and
bring it.
Questions. We will talk about it, Jarnell.
Bring it. And if we play the Jaguars, see if you can sneak us some plays. That we'd appreciate that.
Sheesh, that is tough. Falcon fans, hit the like, hit the share, hit that subscribe button. DSGB Hall is in the chat with the one.
What's up, DSGB? What's going on?
Big shout to DSGB Hall. Don't forget hashtag one timers, hashtag the fan club in the chat. Tell your Falcons friends. Tag your Falcons family. Lisa Shepard is in the chat. Big shout out to Lisa Shepard. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic is in the chat. What's up, guys? Hashtags thrown around. One time for the fan. Have been able to log on with you guys. Super busy, but here and now. Here's the cool thing. For fans that's watching and listening, just like Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, everybody here has, important things to do in their life every single day, right? So even if you can't catch the podcast on a Sunday or a Wednesday or even the Friday morning podcast, or maybe if you catch a pop-up or just catch us randomly, that is still cool. You are here. You know what I'm saying? That's the big thing about it. It's about talking Falcons football whenever you get a chance. to talk Falcons football. And big shout out to Lisa Shepard, DSGB Hall. I mean, he's it's probably like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock where he is right now.
Yeah, 5:16, I think.
And like he's taking the time out his day to listen to us and come in here and talk Falcons with and Fandemic and everybody else. So big shout out to you all. Once again, tell your Falcons friends and family. We're all here. It's a positive space to talk Falcons. We can talk about, the coaching staff. We can talk about the players. We can talk about the cheerleaders if you want. We've never talked about the cheerleaders here too as well. Maybe we should dedicate a podcast to talking about the cheerleaders, because we do talk everything Falcons, but we haven't mentioned the cheerleaders. And they just assigned some new cheerleaders for the Atlanta Falcons. So some of the fan favorites that we remember from years ago, a lot of them are not there no more, right? So they have a new group of Atlanta Falcons cheerleaders who they just mentioned recently. So big shout out to them. Right, this is a big season, right? You got a whole new group of cheerleaders. You got a new head coach. You got a new $100 million quarterback, right? I believe next year they're going to be putting in for the new uniforms. Is that correct? I mean, the new uniforms should be coming out soon, right? So that's pretty cool. Seeing the Houston Texans with their new uniforms. The Vikings just introduced their Winter Wonderland uniforms or whatever it is. And the Jets, for some strange reason, said it was a new uniform, but it looks like the same exact uniform they've always had. So, hey, I can't wait to see what the Falcons do with their new uniforms. Last time this situation happened back in when Julio was getting ready to leave, I bought a bunch of those jerseys when they announced it. But it was just disappointing that most of the jerseys that I purchased were Julio's, and then he left. So next year we'll have new jerseys. But Terry, Deshaun's in the chat. He's trying to stomp us. He said, "What's up, one-timers? What rapper lyrics is this? Sitting on a quarter P of hey thanks is feeling good today. Sitting on a quarter P of hey." That sounds like some UGK. Sitting on a quarter P of hey things.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with whatever you say, because
sitting on a quarter P of hey thanks is feeling good today. I don't know if something's missing from that, but it sounds like UGK.
I mean,
a quarter P. Who still says a quarter P? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Sound like some Pimp C, UGK, Bun B stuff going on. Lisa Shepard, yes, we have the NBA Finals and the Summer Olympics to help relieve some of our sports boredom until it's time for Falcons football again. And, of course, camp is coming up soon, so we'll talk some upcoming camp battles just to watch for right now. And, of course, closer to the date, we'll really have our breakdown then. So we're really trying to get everybody prepared for not only training camp and, of course, the event on the 27th, where it's open to the public, where One Time for the Fan will be there. Then, of course, August the 2nd, they have the other open to the public at the Mercedes-Benz. We'll be there too as well. Anywhere that the Falcons go, One Time for the Fan is there. Home games, away games, practice. I mean, if practice was tomorrow morning, we would be there, right? So it just kind of sucks that they only have the 2 open to the public days. But we have some stuff to talk about tonight, so we'll try to catch up with the chat here. We've been talking Falcons football for a while, and we love to talk with the chat. Falcons Fandemic said, no need to panic. T-Will will be all right. Go Braves.
I hope so. Hey, I think the hay things are the wacky tobacco, the wacky weed. I think that's a hay thing, I think. Because, in the 90s, hay was referred to as obviously the Maui Wowie. So
the what?
The Maui Wowie. You've never heard that?
Yeah, you starting early. Maui Wowie?
The Maui Wowie. Have you ever seen what's that?
California. So I know about the Maui Wowie, but to hear it coming from Terry, I mean, what did you say earlier? The wacky weed?
The wacky tobacco. Yeah, those are
Terry, what in the world? I'm just gonna leave this on.
Those are 70s terms.
I'm impressed, Terry.
If you look it up, wacky tobacco is a song.
But who have you been hanging with recently?
Those are 70s terms, man. 70s and 80s terms.
Hey, man, you over there with that wacky tobacco, man? You better put that down, man. You don't know me,
song.
Man.
You can look it up. It's a song. I have no idea who's saying it. But wacky tobacco. You can look it up.
And then the Maui Wowie. That is
actually the Maui Wowie. So the Maui Wowie
is
it's from 9 to 5. The movie 9 to 5. Okay. And I believe Lily Tomlinson calls it Maui Wowie. Okay. When they're pissed at their boss, and all 3 of them get together and get high, and they're smoking the Maui Wowie. So
Shit.
I think, I think that's what haystack is, right?
Yeah.
But you're not gonna. I'm gonna take myself out of it because I did cheat and look it up. It's not who you said it is, and you may throw another flag.
Yeah.
Go ahead and look it up because you're not gonna guess it.
I'm gonna go look it up shortly and see what the hell's going on here. Lisa Shepard said, "What's a hay thing?"
I think that's the wacky tobacco, Lisa.
I've never heard of the hay thing, so I have to look up to see who this lyric is. Anybody in the chat? What did he say? He said, "Sitting on a quarter P of hay things."
That's got to be the wacky.
We're gonna talk some Falcons football here in a minute, but Deshaun came in here and tried to stump us again. Sitting on a quarter, let's see, P of hay things. Even Google's like, "What are you talking about?" Crucial conflict. Hey.
Yes. It's crucial conflict. Is it 15 yards against the 15-yard penalty? No.
Oh, crucial conflict. He went with crucial conflict on this.
He did. Are we going to let him live, or is he getting a penalty?
No, he wins on that one. Crucial conflict is like that's like back there, and that's around UGK. Matter of fact, now hearing the lyric again after saying that the answer is crucial conflict, I'm listening to it like, yeah, I was close. I was getting ready to say like Po Pimp, like Do or Die, like Twister's group. So I was around that era because crucial conflict was like what, mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. Hey, in the middle of the bar. I remember that.
Smoking on. I'm telling you, it's got to be the wacky tobacco, man.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Big shout out to everybody subscribing to the channel. We have some upcoming events too as well for Falcon fans that want to step out and have a good time. Don't forget about the Rise Up Tour fan club, what we do on the road for Falcon fans. If you want to be a part of that this season, I can tell you now, Terry, before we start talking Falcons, the amount of people recently that have signed up for the Rise Up Tour fan club in the matter of the past 30 days is just overwhelming. So big shout out to everybody. Once again, we do a lot for Falcon fans on the road and can't wait to get back out there on the road. Of course, week 2 is our first away game, Philadelphia. So get an opportunity to show our fan base off on the road against a tough team. So Falcon fans, just be prepared for that. Terry.
Yeah.
You ready to talk some Falcons, man?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's get straight to it. So I'll go ahead and pop this on the bottom of the screen. Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Somebody who we don't talk about much here on the channel. Coach Maurice Williams, special teams coach Maurice Williams with the Atlanta Falcons. And I got to give a big shout out to him because, the Falcons have a decent special teams unit. Of course, with the, loss of Cordell Patterson last year, could open the doors for a kick returner or a punt returner, to make a major splash here in Atlanta. Also, with the new NFL kickoff rule, some fans are not the only one that's happy about it because they get to see a lot more returns this year. But special teams coach Maurice Williams is excited about it too as well. Big shout out to Raphael Haynes from the 3 Point Conversation Radio. Matter of fact, I'm going to reach out to Raphael, see if we can get him on the channel because he had a brilliant article here that he put together talking about the new kickoff rule. But he mentions here about the new kickoff rule, which is adopted by the XFL. Will have the kicker continue to kick from their own 35-yard line, but the 10 other players will line up at the receiving team 40-yard line. The return team will be lined up at their own 35-yard line, leaving 2 return men in the designated return zone, which is between the 20-yard line and the goal line. And you see Williams' comment said, Williams is excited about being able to bring one of the most exciting plays in football back into play. Williams also said that the play starts with a kickoff each and every game. So we're guaranteed 2 plays, which is a kickoff and a kickoff return, said Williams. So he's excited about what could happen this year with the kickoff game. But also going down here, Williams had mentioned that we don't know how it's going to look yet, but it's going to be cool to be adaptable, which our players are, stated Williams. Our coaches are very adaptable, and we'll see how this works out, how this play works out. The Falcons will use the kickoff return to be able to take advantage of the talent that they have on the roster. Williams believes that he has special players that can create big plays players that he's speaking about: Avery Williams, Rondell Moore, Ray McLeod, possibly Tyler Algier is on the report. Look, possibly Tyler Algier in the kick return game too as well. And don't forget about D. Alford. So Terry, special teams coach Maurice Williams, who is super cool too. I met him a couple of times, had a chance to speak to him too. Mentioning that he's excited about the upcoming season with the new kickoff return rules, and mentioning a couple players who could possibly be the starting kick returner on the team. Avery Williams, who we saw in the past, who was drafted here from Atlanta too as well. So you get a chance to see Avery Williams if he does make the 53. Rondell Moore, who was just brought over from the Arizona Cardinals with the Desmond Ridder trade. And then, of course, you have Ray McLeod, who just came over from the 49ers. Tyler Algier, D. Alford. Terry, your thoughts on Maurice Williams' kickoff return situation? And then, of course, him saying, a couple players who might be the starter.
I think he has an assortment of weapons, and it's a good problem to have. I'd rather have too many options than not enough, right? So, I really could see Ray McLeod and Avery Williams, but I could also see Rondell Moore. Rondell Moore is a jackrabbit. And I think the reason you'd have Tyler is because if Tyler breaks through that first wall, it's over. And he has very, very, very good contact balance. Very good contact balance. Solid.
Just want to go over Rondell Moore's 40 time was a 4.29 coming out of Purdue.
Yeah, he can fly. But make no mistake, Ray can fly too, because there's speed, right? And then there's speed and that waggle.
And you have to have that vision too, as well as a kick return. Right, that's what Allen Rossum, Devin Hester, Cordell Patterson, a lot of them have the vision. Cordell Patterson wasn't the fastest guy in the NFL, but when it came to returning kicks, he knew where to get to that lane, that zone, where to be, and how to get through it.
But Devin had that waggle.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Devin, and Ray definitely has that waggle. Because I've seen Ray return some punts. He just has an ability to get through it, because sometimes you got to be fast. Sometimes you got to wait on the block. And there are guys that is a skill that they hone from backyard football. That's
true.
Hone.
And not to, just to piggyback off of that, Ray McLeod's 40 time is a 4.49. So you have Rondell Moore with a 4.29, who's possibly in the mix for this. And then Ray McLeod, who's 4.49, who's, not as fast as Rondell, but still Ray has been in that position to, like Terry said, it's about seeing the field too as well, about noticing where your blocks are, how to get through those lanes and get up the field. So Terry,
Yeah. So either way, he's got an assortment of weapons, and it's a good problem to have, and I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, I think this Falcons team will win 12 games, and this special teams unit is a part of it, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I think, I'm going to predict that we have 2 kick returns, run back, and 1 punt this year. 2 kick returns and 1 punt, which is a lot in a 17 season game. So yeah, I'm going to predict that.
Coach Williams also mentioned, I believe it was said in last year's Super Bowl, it was the first time in NFL history that there wasn't an NFL kickoff return in the Super Bowl era. So I can see why a special teams coach like Maurice Williams is excited to finally get a chance to see some of these players return some kicks. But then he also goes on the other side of the ball and says that his coverage unit will be able to get some extra hits on some running backs back there, right? He mentioned right here, the Falcons also believe that the coverage team will be able to create momentum for the defense and even a chance to get extra hits on some of those players. So you have a coach that's excited about this new rule. And I can tell you right now, a lot of teams probably are not excited about this new rule because they want to keep players, let it go back into the end zone, touchback, we'll take it from 25. Nah, not in this NFL. You're going to run it back. You're going to run it out. So this is cool to see.
I think the way the play is set up, it should cut down on concussions.
Yes.
Because the main reasons guys were getting concussions is because if you're running from the 20 and by the time you hit me, you're on the 20, you've built up so much speed that velocity, by the time our heads collide, it's probably going to rock my brain a little bit. So that's why the kicker is on the 40. but the opposing teams are 5 or 10 yards away from each other on the receiving team's 40. So the velocity that they build up running towards each other is really like a regular play, if you want to think about it. It's almost like an onside kick, but it's really like a regular play. So that should cut down on concussions because the difference or the distance between them is not 60 yards to contact. It's more like 15. You get what I'm saying? So you don't build up that velocity running down the field. Because let's be real, this is all about concussions. This is about little Johnny and little Trayvon playing football because mommy sees that concussions are going down in the NFL. Make no mistake about it. The NFL, they are masters at looking towards the future, right? Because if you want to know the truth, I don't know that there is baseball in 55 years. I don't. The average age of an MLB fan is 50. I'll say that again, 50. My age. Old dudes. Young folks, a lot of them are not watching baseball. And baseball is trying to do it now, but I bring it up to say that the NFL is really good at listening to the concerns and trying to adapt so the game can survive. Because make no mistake about it, if you don't evolve, you don't survive. And this is just a natural part of the evolution. So
one thing too as well, I mean, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, going at that kick return position of who can possibly be the starter, Rondo Moore, not pulling up any kick return stats for him, and of course Ray-Ray McCloud, he's played kick return before. Played in all 17 games, 2 starts from the 49ers in 2022, returning 26 kicks for 599 yards and 33 punts for 356 yards. So Ray-Ray McCloud also has, some presence in the backfield of being a kick returner. But then you go to Avery Williams, which we have here on the screen, and 2021, you can see here 23 returns for 490 yards. And 2022, of course, before he got injured, he had 16 returns for 313 yards. So some would say maybe Rondo Moore does have a chance, to be a fit here for the Falcons. But if you was to look at players on the team who has experience doing this, that's where fans were saying, well, Avery Williams has a shot at this roster. Oh, right. Yeah. And then, of course, Ray-Ray McCloud coming over from Kyle Shanahan's system. You definitely know that he has a shot also being the kick returner. So who would I say right now, early, has a shot to being the starter for the Falcons? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just going to go with Ray-Ray McCloud. I'm going to go with Avery Williams. Yes, I'm going to throw Rondo Moore in the mix. And Tyler Allgeier's name is good to hear, but I'm going to throw D. Alford out there into the mix too as well.
Yeah, D's pretty good at that.
I got to throw D. Alford into the mix because, you've seen D's punt return ability in college, right? And, of course, you've heard what Coach Smith tried to do last year too when they tried to put him out there. I was even out there for a training camp when I saw Bijan Robinson back there returning a punt. So, different coaches, different schemes. But for me, that's who I got leading the race. I would say it would be Ray-Ray, Avery, and then I'll throw D. Alford into the mix. Terry?
I would agree. I think your main guys are Ray-Ray and Williams. I think those are your main guys. And then an outside shot, maybe Rondell. And the reason I say that is because Rondell is probably closer to playing third or fourth receiver than Ray-Ray is. Not that you can't scheme for Ray-Ray. Ray-Ray seems to be more of a gadget guy, and I could be wrong about that, but it just seems like Rondell would probably get more playing time and probably be more valued in the receiver role, and Ray-Ray just seems like he's made to play the punt return and kick return. And not that he won't play receiver. I'm just saying just the way I see them. That doesn't make it right, but we'll see.
And one thing that was big to mention here is that sometimes it's not even about the speed because you have a 4.29 Rondell Moore that's probably the fastest guy on the team. But when it comes to kick returns, it's not about just putting the fastest guy out there. It's about putting that guy with that vision and awareness in that special teams unit. And you have 2 guys, which I think is ahead of Rondell Moore when it comes to the kick return situation and the punt return situation. It's kind of like when it's kind of like Devin Hester was to be able to come back and play a year. He's going to be the kick return guy.
Absolutely.
Right? There's going to be no conversation about it, right? So even Avery coming off an injury, and Ray for Avery Williams now, he has to look and say, hey, this position was possibly mine to get back until the addition of Ray was added now to the team, because he's going to look over and say, that guy knows special teams. So, it's a competition camp battle that we have to talk about too as well, because camp is coming up here very soon, Falcon fans. And of course, we'll be there on the 27th. We want all Falcon fans to show up. I don't know how they're going to do. I don't know if it's a ticketed event or you just show up and walk in or however, but we will be there talking Falcons football with some people. Might even see us go live from the facility too as well, or the high school. I'm talking like it's damn Flowery Branch. It's a high school. So we'll go live from up there, talk some Falcons football. But these camp battles, Terry, are going to be really, really interesting in the next couple of weeks, because fans here now are starting to see that. Are you going to shoot the ball? Or are you going to dribble all day? What you going to do? Come on, Kyrie. Like I got a parlay up.
Oh, hey, man, let Kyrie live. Let Kyrie dribble.
Come on,
okay?
Man.
Kyrie is the best
see
dribbler
Boston
in
win
the
another
world.
championship, though. That's the thing about it for me.
I'm with
they
you
win
100%. I'm with you 100%.
Tired of that.
I agreed, but still, let Kyrie. Man, Kyrie is the best. Let me tell you something. I was talking with Smitty and Chris about this. Yeah, shout out to Smitty, Mr. 10K, and Chris A1 from day one. But I was telling him Kyrie is the best dribbler I've ever seen. Like, my dad right now is probably pissed. He's pissed. Wherever he is, he's pissed because he's like, no, son, there's Dr. J and there's Oscar Robertson, which my dad loved. Oscar Robertson could do no wrong with my dad. But whatever, Dad, you're wrong. It's Kyrie. So I'm watching a game, and I don't know if you remember this, but they were playing the Hawks, and Kyrie is driving. Kyrie.
You on that Maui Wowie again?
The wacky tobacco. So Kyrie is driving towards the goal, and he's got three guys around him, and he dribbles between his legs from right hand to right hand. Mm-hmm. Yes, I said it right.
Like a sham god. Yes.
From right hand to right hand. Switches to left, back to right, goes up and lays it in. They had to slow it down to see it like 3 or 4 times. I've never seen a play like that, ever. Okay? And at that point, I don't even like Kyrie that much, but he's the greatest dribbler I've ever seen. Like, Kyrie is that dude, man. Like, Kyrie.
He's a specialist with the ball. I mean, you got Kyrie. I think people remember Jamal Crawford. He was nasty with the skills too.
Yeah, he was. As a matter of fact, I think Kyrie compares himself to Jamal Crawford. I've seen that in interviews, but you're right.
Steve Francis was nasty too as well.
Stevie Franchise.
And of course, there's a guy named out of New York. People not remember him, but Rayford Austin was a guy who was really sick. Yeah, Rayford Austin came from. Rayford played for the Bucks, I think, and maybe it was the one. I'm gonna find out. Rayford Austin, but he was nasty. He came from N1 over there to play in the NBA. But yeah, Falcon fans, camp battles is coming up, so it's going to be great here, where you get a chance to see who's going to be your starters, who's going to make the 53. And we're not going to break down the 53 tonight because that would be rude to a lot of the players who haven't even touched the field yet. And plus, there's going to be a lot more moves, I think, being made before the final 53 will, be set. But going over here,
you think by the Falcons?
Yeah, I mean, because you have the June, you have some not June 1st cuts. You have
you do have June 1st. You do have June 1st cuts. You do. Wait,
I mean, it's already past June 1st. So you already passed that point. So they can still make a couple moves, but you have preseason coming up, right? After camp too as well. Players we hope don't get injured, right? But you know how those small moves are made during camp, like practice squad guys and stuff like that too as well. Then you go into the preseason where you might pick up a player that was cut from another team, right? So it's very possible that the Falcons can do that. But out of these 90 players, do we see the 53 in the building? I think we are very close.
I
to
would agree
seeing the
with that.
53
Yeah,
in the
I
building.
would
Maybe one or two guys they see. Let's just say they go into the preseason week 1, week 2, and they're not like in the cornerback situation. They will make a move. They will make a move. I think it's going to happen, if they don't like the situation. I'm just calling out what I see. Let me drop this banner. Big shout out to Falcon fans in the chat. Let's talk about some of these camp battles to watch for, right? So for
Defensive line.
fans in the chat, let's go straight to it, right?
Line. That's gonna be woo.
Camp battles
That's
to watch for.
Survivor right there.
Tag your Falcons friends. Tell your Falcons family. Don't let him hit that 3. You got to cover Al Horford. Jesus God. Put me out there. Boy, put me out there one time. Boy, I swear.
Now, what was the legend? What was you scored? You scored 50 on a bum ankle?
Nah, I scored 62, man, in the fourth.
62 on a bum ankle. That's right.
62, man.
That's right. With a wooden ball, right? With a wooden ball? No,
shit, that is tough. All right, let's go to the camp battles. Do we have a camp battle here at quarterback, Terry?
No.
Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix, Taylor Heineke.
No, we don't.
We do not. It's just pretty much watching them have a great camp and a great offseason to know that they're on the 53.
And stay healthy. Knock on wood.
Stay healthy. Got to stay healthy.
Find some wood. Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah.
The running back room.
No. It's Bijan, then Tyler, then everybody else. Maybe Jace, Avery, some combination.
If you're going off of predictions, some would say Bijan, Tyler, Jace, and Avery. That's your 4.
Yeah, there you go.
No downplaying to Carlos or Robert Burns too as well. And they didn't call me too as well. I play running back, but they might not. They might not need another one. Going here to the wide receiver position.
That's going now. That's a battle.
This is where it gets very interesting.
Yeah.
Because outside of Drake London, can anybody right now call the 2 or the 3 on the team?
I think Darnell Mooney maybe has an inside track. I think it's his to lose by the nature of the contract, but that doesn't mean he can't lose it. But I would say it's Darnell's to lose. Third, as far as I'm concerned, is up for grabs. That could be and that's pretty much what I thought. I thought they'd go Drake, Darnell, and then Rondell. But again, Casey Washington is not far.
Surprised, Terry, if you go into camp, get out of preseason, and the 53 is set where Rondo Moore becomes the 2. Would you be surprised?
I would be very surprised. Because to me, Rondell Moore is more of a slot guy. Yeah. I can't see him running 9s and contesting. First of all, he's short, but I can't see him contesting 50-50 balls. Now, that doesn't mean he can't do it. It just, when I look at Rondell Moore, I think of
a Tyler Gabriel slot guy.
Yes.
So
who's the other one? Who's the other one that went to Tampa Bay that just left us?
Scotty Miller. Russell Gage.
Russell Gage.
Oh, gosh. Don't tell me about Russell Gage, where one time a fan mentioned to me and had not even an argument, but pretty much was upset because I mentioned to him that Russell Gage is not a number 2 here in Atlanta when he was. Only was because of the injury situation to some of those players. Yeah. And this guy went ballistic on me. No way. Do you know what type of player Russell Gage is? He's definitely a number 2.
I mean, look, Russell Gage has heart. I'll give you that, but he's not. To me, a number 1 and a number 2 in the NFL can go get it. They can run any route. They can go up, and 9 times out of 10, or at least 60 to 70%, they can get contested balls. Russell Gage, Rondell Moore, they're too short. And nothing against them, but if you're going up against bigger corners, you're probably not going to win that 50-50 contested ball. You're not. If I'm throwing a fade to you in the end zone, you're probably not going to be able to go up and over this guy. That's just not your lane. And that's okay. There's still a lane for you in football, but I don't see that. Like, to be my height, which is 5'8", 5'9", you got to be pretty darn special. That doesn't mean you can't make a living in the NFL. But you're probably running slants over the middle. You're probably, running posts. You're not going up the field contesting cornerbacks on 50-50 balls. That's just not how you're going to make your living.
And you mentioned the separation that Mooney gets playing wide receiver. Of course, he's also had wide receiver 1 role before, wide receiver 2 role before. Of course, he also slipped back into Chicago's depth chart. But then again, he was a guy that I believe Kirk Cousins had asked for.
Requested. Yeah, he did.
Requested to be here in Atlanta when, of course, we know that Mooney was going to be a free agent. And when we signed Mooney, it was like, fans were like, wait, that's the guy that Justin Fields was throwing to. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the guy that Justin Fields is throwing to. But now he gets the chance to throw to he gets the chance with Kirk Cousins to throw to him. And the numbers should go up for Mooney.
Definitely.
Being a 2 here. Remember that season he had in Chicago? What year was that when Mooney went off in Chicago? He had a decent season.
Was it 20?
Here's the good thing about Google. We just pulled up.
Was it 2020 or 2021?
Mooney had that season in 2021 where he went for 81 receptions, 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually, you're looking at the 4 touchdowns to 1,000 yards, like, you could have 8 more. But then again, you got Justin Fields running all over the field.
Mm-hmm.
And the team was bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now you get Mooney coming over here where it's 1,000-yard receiver that you former 1,000-yard receiver. He didn't have it last year. But if you go to Drake London's stats, you're number 1. Drake London in his past 2 seasons was almost there at 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Had 866 the first season with 4 touchdowns. Had 905 yards last year with 2 touchdowns. But look at the quarterback situation that Drake London had.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're going to eat.
They're going to eat. Both of these guys are going to eat. You put Drake London and Mooney at 1 and 2, they should eat. That's almost 2,000 yards between both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going
I think
to
it will be. I think it will be. That's why I feel so good about this team, because if you look at Mooney's tape, Mooney gets in and out of breaks. He runs the out better than anybody.
Remember the quarterback he was playing with too as well. So those reads are not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Going through those progressions are not the same with Fields and Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So now for Mooney I'm separated. Oh, I'm open. Oh, bet. Oh, watch it. Where the hell, Justin? Where'd he go? Right. It's a little bit different now with Kurt, where you're like, oh, I'm open. Oh, bet. Got me the ball. Oh, let's go. It's a little bit different because Kurt is looking for that.
Yeah.
Right? Only time you might see a situation where Mooney's like, I'm open, don't give me the ball, is if Kurt has to escape the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking downfield at who's the closest receiver or the check down. But Fields wasn't doing that. He would say, down, set, hut, take the ball, and like, oh, shuffling and start running. Plays broke down. I just broke the play down.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get a chance to really be with a pocket passing quarterback. And that's why for the NFL, it is changing where there are some, there's a lot of guys in the NFL that's mobile. But your really good pocket passing quarterbacks are still going to find a way to win.
Yes.
And that's why they went to go get a guy like Michael Penix. His pocket passing ability, his accuracy is on point.
Mm-hmm.
He'll run if he has to. But look at Michael Penix when he's in the pocket. That moment, hey, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till 2 years from now, 3 years from now, that podcast. Man.
Mm-hmm.
3 years from now, we're going to be sitting over here with the do-rags. We'll be do-ragged up. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, subscribe button. So, Derek, let's not do Kirk Cousins quarterback position in the camp battles. We're good. Running back room, I think we're going to look at that. I think we're good. Wide receiver 1 and 2, for some would say, is Drake and Mooney. 3, 4, and down the line, if Rondale Moore, of course, being there, his position of where he was with the Cardinals, he could be your 3. 4 and 5 and 6 wide receiver is something to watch for, I'm guessing. Because where is Hodge fit? Is Hodge going to beat out McLeod? Is McLeod going to beat out Hodge? Because there might be some situations when you're running 4 wide receiver packages. Possibly. Have anybody seen the scheme? Raise your hand if you saw the scheme. Nobody.
Nope.
So there's possibly a chance you might even see a 4 wide receiver scheme. Let's just say Mooney can't play a game. I'm sorry. Let's just say Mooney or Moore. I never want to mention injury with these players. I hate it. But in the NFL, you have to, you have to talk this type of talk. Let's just say Mooney is out for a game, or Moore and Mooney's out for a game. The next 2 have to step up, which is Ray and Hodge. So who are they going to be assigning from the practice squad? Who's going to be coming up? I think who's going to be your 4, 5, and 6.
I think you're going to have. So I'm going to go Drake, Darnell, Rondell, Ray, and Kadero Hodge for sure, and Casey Washington. I'm going to say
Casey Washington.
Yeah, because I've been hearing rave reviews around. I keep hearing rave reviews about him. So I'm going to go Casey Washington, and they might keep 7. So there might be because again they don't run as many tight end sets as Arthur Smith did, right?
Ooh,
So
Scott Charistic, I'm gonna get on you, Scott. I'm about to say, I was looking for something. Yeah, Scott's good. He's good.
yeah,
Casey's
so
good.
I'm gonna say they go with 7 receivers and 3 tight ends instead of 4, or they may go with 4 because they had 5 tight ends last year, right? I want to say they had
4.
You sure?
Last year? What? Pitts, Pruitt, Fisker, and Jonnu. They had 4. They dressed out 4. Am I missing somebody?
I think they had a 5th one.
I'll go back and look.
Loves tight ends.
Let's not remember the 2023 team. Let's look at the.
You know what? Wow, you're right. Wow,
this is tough.
You know what?
I'm gonna remember old court. You know, to do that quarterback, and I don't want to get to that.
I'll call a penalty on myself. Unnecessary reminder of last year. 15-yard penalty on Terry Wilson. You're starting from the 5-yard line, sir.
That is tough. So, Falcon fans, we went over quarterback camp battles. Nothing there. Running back camp battles, we think is nothing there. Wide receiver camp battles, some would say, look at the wide receiver 3 role. Some would say that Ray is going to beat out Rondell. Who knows? I'm going to go 4, 5, and 6 for the camp battles to watch for. So if you're asking questions at the camp, you know, I'll be looking for who's going to be after Rondell Moore, my opinion, right?
Yep.
But I just want to go ahead and just stop sharing this for a second because the chat is live. The chat is lit. Joseph Avery, we have a question from you, and we're going to get to that just shortly. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic said our field positioning will definitely increase with this change, talking about the kickoff return rule too as well. Lisa Shepard said, I went to TD Garden last week and was like, go Mavs. Yeah, we don't want Boston to win right now because they have 115 something championships.
They have way too many.
I remember when we played them in the Super Bowl, when we played the Patriots, and they put that picture up on the screen that had championships in that area, or New England, that Boston area, versus Atlanta. And it was I think it was 37 for that area versus 1 for us at the time. And I was just sitting there watching the screen like, are you kidding me? Like this, I want the championship town to be for Atlanta. I want us to win multiple championships, like to see Kansas City winning, right? Even to see Philly win their championship, right? Like there's teams that are just doing the damn. There's cities that's just doing the damn thing out here, right? And I don't want to see. I'm not a Dallas fan. I'm a Hawks fan.
Amen.
But I do not want to see Boston win the championship. It's just what I am. I don't like the fan base. I think they're, you know, they say a lot that I think we've heard before. They're rude and disrespectful too as well. I remember that Patriots Falcon game a couple years ago after we lost to them, and some of the things that some of the Falcon fans that went down there, they told me was, you know, what was said from some of the fans, and you know, it's just disrespectful. So I don't want to see them win. So hey, it is what it is. Lisa Shepard said, I met Oscar Robertson before. Very nice man. Big shout to Lisa Shepard. Big shout to Oscar
Lisa
Robertson.
and Mr. Robertson.
And Mr. Robertson.
My dad was a fan.
Lisa Shepard said, that phrase makes me laugh. Wacky tobacco. Can we get that one more time, Terry, for those in the chat, for those that's now jumping in? Terry mentioned earlier about people smoking the Maui Wowie and the wacky tobacco. Terry?
The wacky tobacco. Yeah. When they talk about the hay, they're talking about the wacky tobacco, man. It's a song called the wacky tobacco.
If you
I think it's from the 60s. I think it's from the 60s.
If you ever walk past a group of fans or a group of friends or just people having a conversation, they mention the wacky tobacco. I think we know what we're talking about. They're talking about the hay, right? Terry,
the Maui Wowie. The Maui Wowie.
The Maui Wowie. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. T-Will, Kyrie a better dribbler than Iverson or Jason Williams?
Yes.
Jeez. You got to add them to the list now. Now, if we were doing a basketball podcast, we can add some names to some of the best dribblers in the NBA. But hey, let me tell you something, Fandemic. What's that? Jason Williams, was he white chocolate? That's the one you're talking about? That's what you call him? Mm-hmm. Jason Williams, Iverson, Rayford Austin, Jamal Crawford, Steve Francis, Tracy McGrady, Kyrie. Hey, them jokers can dribble now.
No, they all can. But here's the thing about Iverson. That crossover was to his right. It would always end up back to his right. And I'm not saying he's not a great dribbler. I'm not committing
basketball blasphemy. I'm saying if you watch Kyrie can go right.
Kyrie is
left.
sick with the
It
skills,
does not
man. I've seen
matter.
some street ballers that probably Kyrie sat there and watched for hours growing up. And I used to play ball too as well with this guy that he's mentioning, Hot Sauce. That's Philip Champion. Philip Champion, he didn't go to the NBA, but he was also a terrific street baller. That and one crew back in the day was just putting up a lot of noise. But when they went to Atlanta and they found Philip, he definitely added a new take to how street ball was with the ball in the shirt and he spins the ball around. And that was crazy just seeing, a lot of those players. You said Rayford played for the Rockets and the Magic. Yeah, Rayford Austin too as well. So that was a nasty dribbler. I think his name was Skip to My Lou. His name was Skip to My Lou. DSGB Hall. He knows about it. Skip to My Lou. It's crazy seeing the professor now in, I think what's his name? Bone something. Bone Collector. They're out there putting their videos out and dribbling and, showing off, their skills. And one is not around anymore. But around that time, Terry, I'm talking about they would make noise. Some of these
they would. And I'm taking nothing from those guys, but there's a difference in doing that in an actual basketball game.
That's what hurt them, Terry, because when they got to the league, they couldn't really play that type of game because everything was like, I'm double dribbling carry anyway, so let me just do this shit. And referee's like, nah, get up out of here. No. It was like, it didn't work out.
Which is what makes what Kyrie does so special, because I'm telling you, Kyrie does things I've never seen before. Like, it's one thing to go right to left, left to right, back and forth. He goes, and this is on the run.
He goes action when he's doing. He's going action when he's doing.
He did not slow down. Yeah. He went right to right. I don't know how he did it. Back around, up and it was one of those plays where everybody went, damn. Like, even Hawks fans were like, what the hell just happened?
If you want to throw one more into the mix, Steph Curry's nasty. He's not like
Steph Curry is nasty.
He doesn't go for like the extra skill and crossovers, but if you try to guard him on that double team, I've seen him break double teams. I've seen him do some nasty skills.
Yes.
With the ball. So big shout out to Steph Curry. Big shout out to all these players because I wish I could do that too as well. Lisa Shepard said, no camp battle when you just paid Cousins $100 million guaranteed. We'll see Penix take the preseason snaps. That's exciting to me. We're gonna get ready to go back to the camp battles to watch for here shortly, but we wanted to catch up to the chat because the chat is live and the chat is lit, and that's what One Time for the Fan is all about. We talk to the chat. Wallace Smith, big shout to Wallace Smith. He said, what's going on, fam? And Mooney is number 2 wide receiver. Moore is number 3. So you're hearing it from Wallace Smith. A lot of fans would agree. During the free agency, they set up some of those moves to kind of show you who would be their new wide receiver core, right? Drake was already there. Mooney has he got signed in the free agency, for a good amount. And then they traded Desmond Ridder for Rondo Moore, which I think was a great trade, right? To get off of Desmond Ridder's situation. Oh, good steal. Oh, there you go. And one. Punch him in the face. So, you got a situation.
Wow.
We don't.
Jack chose violence. Okay.
I'm just a fan. I forgot the mic was on here. I forgot the mic was on.
That 2016 leftover, huh?
I thought it was Falcons Saints.
Okay. I understand.
I'm preparing for that November game down in New Orleans.
Understood. Yeah.
So for fans that did believe that they were setting up the roster through the free agency early by acquiring what's his name? Rondo Moore and Mooney. So you saw your number 2, you saw your number 3 wide receiver. But like Bodie says, I don't care who's out there on the field outside of Drake London at that number 1. Kyle Pitts is your number 2. So big shout out to Bodie.
Bodie, what's up, Bodie? What's going on?
Pitts could be the guy who targets, but who is going to be your number 2, 3, 4 wide receiver? That's going to be great to look at. But I think right now it's Drake, it's going to be Mooney, and it's going to be Moore as well. And then Falcons for Life said, can't forget about Casey Washington. I hear he was going crazy in OTAs.
That's what I was saying.
Buddy in the Rams. What's his name? The one that they drafted in LA. Nakua.
Yeah.
That could be your Nakua this year because of how Zach Robinson and Raheem, how they want to run their offense. They didn't go get a wide receiver in the second round, right? They went and got a guy in the later rounds that they think is going to be, an outstanding player here in the future for Atlanta. So big shout out to, Raheem and Zach for making that choice. But Casey Washington is one to watch for. Could he be the 4? Right? Where could he end up on this roster? Mm-hmm. Isaiah Wooden, a name that fans have been talking about on the channel here. Undrafted free agent Isaiah Wooden could be your surprise to make the starting wide receiver spot too as well, in between that 3, 4, 5 role. Right? Isaiah Wooden is one to watch for. How D. Alford had that magic, right? How some of these players that come walk on undrafted have that magic. Mm-hmm. Isaiah Wooden could be that guy. He could be one where he makes the practice squad. But we mentioned that earlier in, April, right after the draft. Yeah, in April. Terry, a lot of teams are going to be watching our team. Mm-hmm. Anybody we cut, anybody that we send to the practice squad, they're going to be watching it saying, no, we want that guy. Mm-hmm. We know what Raheem is building over there in Atlanta. And any player that gets released, we're going to pick him up. Mm-hmm. Any player that doesn't make that 53, we're going after. So it's good to know that we have a lot of talent on this roster. It's good to know that Raheem brought in some guys that I'm sure the NFL will be watching. Isaiah Wooden is one of them. Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of talk of him too as well from the Falcon fan community. Big shout out to Terrell Johnson in the chat with the rise up, fellas. Let's go back to Joseph Avery's question real quick before we get back to the camp battles to watch for. Joseph Avery said, hello. He said, hey, fellas, how y'all be tonight? Do y'all think Helms will take Richie Grant's spot on the starting roster, or will the new coaching staff make a difference for Richie to keep his starting position? Go Falcons. If it's for fans to get upset about seeing Richie at number 2, I think you're going to be seeing both safeties this year. Whoever Helms could be the 2 or the 3. Richie could be the 2 or the 3. Richie will play. Helms will play. Be excited about what the coaching staff is going to try to do to make these guys better. Some would say Helms is too slow to be the guy next to Jesse Bates. Mm-hmm. Reaction time, speed. People are looking at that. People are looking at Richie Grant's coverage ability and saying, why are we not going out to get a guy that's in the free agency? Why don't we go out and draft a safety that, could have added some competition value at camp? I don't think they wanted that. Maybe they see something in Richie. And you saw DeMarco Helms once he was drafted last year from Arthur Smith regime. They played him. They played him a lot toward the end of the season too as well. I mean, fans were saying he beat out Richie for that spot. But this year, Richie's still there. Mm-hmm. So for fans that want Richie gone, at this moment, we just have to hope for him to get better. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Number one, you should go look at what teams we're playing this year and what tight ends we're playing against. That's number one. Mm-hmm. Go check them out. Because I know what fans are looking at. They're trying to get off of the pieces that, they want to get rid of the players that they have bad vibes for. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's what also Country had mentioned about bringing Desmond Ridder back. It would just give you that Arthur Smith feeling. And then some people don't want that Arthur Smith feeling. Oh, like boy. If you've seen him out there as the quarterback this year, you'd have been like, nah, I remember that. So that's how some people was mentioning. That was actually pretty funny when he said, I was like, bro, that was tough to say. But for Richie Grant, Terry,
PTSD.
It's
past trauma.
Terry, Richie Grant, do you think he could be the starter? What do you see about Richie Grant on this roster? I know he's going to be getting snaps with DeMarco Helms. Do I see him as the starter? Right now, due to the experience, due to him, I'm guessing that second round draft pick was big. I mean, he did come from UCF, from that team that was actually pretty decent that season, right? And big shout out to DeMarco Helms. What he did with Alabama is just amazing too as well.
The UCF team that won the championship.
Oh yeah,
you remember that?
They were showing up to people's other people's stadiums, grabbing the microphone, like, yeah, we should be the champions.
We're the champs.
Real NWO type shit. UCF went through that year. Real NWO type stuff.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
Terry,
did.
Richie Grant.
So, I think Richie will play. I think Helms will play. I think we'll be in 70% zone, and I think that's a blessing from God. And I'll leave it right there. I think if you're gonna go man, you're probably gonna need some special packages. And you might have some other guys. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. From what I've read and researched on, the plan for this defense is to be in zone 65 to 70% of the time. That's 7 out of 10 snaps. So 7 out of 10 snaps, I'm not worried if we're in zone. Now, if we got to go man to man, there are some concerns.
Shit.
And, you know, that's just, it is what it is.
I feel more better that it's not Richie and Jalen Hawkins back there, right? Like if it's Richie and Jalen Hawkins, we remember what happened those seasons.
Did we release Jalen?
Yeah, Jalen Hawkins gone. Yeah, I think he's in XFL or something. I can't remember where Jalen is now.
Damn. Wow.
But shit, it's no shot to Jalen though. Big shot to Jalen. I mean, he was drafted here from Atlanta to make a difference, and it didn't work out. But you're going over Jesse Bates beside you.
Mm-hmm.
And to have a safety to play alongside Jesse Bates, you know, should be an honor. No, I'm just playing. To have a safety to play alongside Jesse Bates is something that I know fans want to see Hellam's second year. They want to see what he can do if he's starting week 1, and I'm all for it. I'm looking at the roster thinking that is a camp battle to watch for. Mm-hmm. Richie Grant and DeMarco Hellams. And we're going to get back to that too as well. So big shout out to Joseph Avery for mentioning that question because we was going to get to the safety role too.
Didn't they mention something about D. Alford maybe playing some safety?
I have to go look into that, but I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, they're trying to move some people around. I wanted Trey Flowers last year to play a little bit of safety, you know, but
because he couldn't really. But the thing about him, he kept getting burned. So
every single second, every single minute, it was tough.
No disrespect to Trey. Look, I don't play the game, and I'm gonna preface it by saying that, but Trey.
Every year is different. Every system is different. John Kaminsky couldn't fit in with us. He went to the Lions and he played well with them. You know, so sometimes it just works out for different teams and different players and different systems.
And that's true.
It's the circumstance that you're put into too as well. Like we talked about that. No, Lisa Shepard was country trolling talking about bringing Ritter back. No, so when that whole quarterback issue went down of who's going to be the next quarterback, if it could be Cousins, could it be Russell, could it be Phil, could it be a rookie? Nobody was mentioning Ritter. And there was some fans here, well, not fans, a fan here in the chat that was saying Ritter's going to be the starting quarterback. And I think some fans were in the chat and they remember that when the fan was in here saying Ritter will be the starter. He will be the starter. But he said on the podcast when we had Country on and Country read the comment and said, I don't think you want him back as the starter due to the fact of it's going to make you remember Arthur Smith. And Arthur Smith was already fired. He was gone. So it's like, if he's gone, why are we bringing back Ritter? Right? It's a new head coach. It should be a new quarterback. Right? So that's why he was mentioning that. But it was just funny that day because I was like, shit, yeah. If I'm in a situation where he gets into the game, I'm going to remember Arthur Smith too. And I don't want to remember that. But it was just a joke. Lisa Shepard said, I'm concerned about man-to-man too, Terry. If for Richie Grant, I can understand how some people could feel that way. His man-to-man coverage percentage wasn't the best last year. And we saw some games where tight ends were like, this guy? Give me the ball. You know, I don't need that this year. I don't need another player from a different team looking at our team saying they can bully us. No, that's not going to happen. It's kind of like that year when, who did we play? Was it the Rams when Freeman got knocked down and I think Aaron Donald went over there and like picked him up, like, and nobody came over there to back him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, where's the team?
Yeah.
Like, go over there and help. Look at this guy. He's like 5'4". Like, help this guy. Yeah. But nobody was over there. I don't want nobody trying to bully players on our team. And that Arizona game, hearing the comments after the game, first of all, I'm in Arizona Stadium listening to Cardinals fans telling me that we need a new quarterback. So that one had me upset first, right? I was upset. But then after the game, hearing the comments from the tight end saying, oh, he was requesting the ball and telling the offensive coordinator that he's going to take advantage of him. That set up other tight ends to do the same thing. And other coordinators and coaches to say, oh, we're going to target that guy, number 27, which I don't think should happen this year.
Jack,
but teams,
you imagine that?
If you're a coach, that's what you're going to do. You're going to look at a player or a position on the other side of the field to say, we got to take advantage of that. Bro, let me tell you something. I do that when I'm playing Madden too as well. Don't let one of your players go out because I'm attacking that side too as well. Don't let that starting cornerback, because we put the injuries on in Madden. Don't let that starting cornerback go out, or I'm eating on the next play.
Can you imagine the shit talking that was going on? He probably was on the line like, hey.
You know NFL teams do that. Hey. Everybody in the chat knows that you have seen a starting player go out and the next play they target that same side, right? So it's the same for like Richie. He was in a situation where if this Arizona Cardinals tight end mentions that he's doing this,
What was his
another
name?
team's looking at it saying, "Well, shit, we can do the same thing." That was Trey Burke. Trey Burke.
Trey was at the line like, "Hey man."
Oh no, Trey McBride. Trey McBride.
Yeah,
Trey
he was
McBride.
at the line like, "Hey, we about to go to the end zone. Don't worry about
Bro,
it."
don't let me pull up. Please don't let me pull up the comments. Matter of fact, let's get back to the damn. Let's get back to this stuff because I'm about to get pissed here, even thinking about it. I said I don't even want to go to the 2023 season. I just want to
Oh man,
that was a tough time. All right, let's get back to it here, Falcon fans. We'll get back to the camp battles. You guys can have a good time tonight. We stopped at the wide receivers. Get back to the tight ends. Pitts and Warner. I think this is your year. If you're dressing out for, you see your boy John Fitzpatrick from Georgia out there this year. Kyle Shanahan's system love those tight ends. And John Fitzpatrick here has an opportunity now to be your tight end 3. Remember what Bodie said? I don't care what you say. Kyle Pitts is your number 2. So with those targets, and Charlie Warner, who hasn't even caught a touchdown in the NFL, playing for like 3-4 years, that's your blocking tight end.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives more freedom for Kyle Pitts now. So if you see Warner in the game with Pitts, I expect to see Pitts going down the field catching the ball.
Yeah, I'm thinking Warner's going to be beside McGarry.
Or if you're doing max protection on that block and Pitts is blocking and Warner's blocking, well, we're running the ball with Bijan. Or it's a heavy play action.
Mm-hmm.
But if Pitts is out there with Warner out there and Pitts is out there for 100% of the snaps and he's blocking for 80% of them next to Warner, there's a problem. I don't need that. I need Pitts down there running routes, scoring touchdowns. You know, but John Fitzpatrick, remember that year that we had Shanahan? Everybody was eating on that year. Even I scored.
Yeah.
They don't have the tape or the footage,
but
I scored. I was the 7th tight end on that roster.
What route did you run on your score?
That was a post corner fake.
Oh,
that was a post corner fake. Matter of fact, you might find the video.
What?
I'm gonna look for it. Going to the guards and the offensive line, I don't think you have no problem outside of your starters, and that's the cool thing about what I just said. Terry, listen to what I just said. You don't have no problem outside of your starters.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no camp battle. We're not going into this camp battle saying, "Oh, Ryan Newsill's going to beat out Drew Dahlman." Unless Drew Dahlman has a bad camp, I don't see that happening.
The only way I could see that happening is Storm Norton. Storm Norton did very well filling in for Caleb McGarry last year.
That could be the one camp battle I can say to watch for.
One thing where I could see, you know,
maybe that's the on the camp battle to watch for. Storm Norton, and this is Terry. This is every day. You are hearing media saying Storm Norton, Storm Norton, Storm Norton. I'm talking about every minute you're hearing Storm Norton. But then again, remember those first team reps? Storm Norton had to put up a hell of a lot of attention to get past Caleb McGarry, even though some fans don't want to see Caleb McGarry out there.
Well, he's got the contract, so you know if all things being equal, you're going to play McGarry. Like Storm Norton would have to have an outstanding camp,
and you got to pay Storm Norton because he's only on that 1-year deal. That means you got to pay him too next year.
Right, but what I'm saying is he'd really have to outperform Caleb in order to do that. Like it's kind of like a championship bout. If it's a tie, it's going to the champion. You pretty much gotta knock the champ out or beat him significantly by points to win when you're the the challenger.
That is correct.
The way it is.
And if you're looking at this offensive line, I don't see the beat out from any of these backups.
No, I don't.
Starters. Matthew Bergeron was drafted last year and quickly became the starter.
Yes.
They know what they got here. But here's the cool thing. You got some very strong backups. Kyle Hinton ain't no joke. Him and Storm Norton come in the game at any time. And don't forget about Newsflash. Newsflash been out there since Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
they love the Newsflash.
He was okay. He was decent.
But what you didn't see, Terry, this offseason, you didn't see Raheem going there and cleaning house with the backups. Vrabel was still here. Gwynn was drafted by us. Newsille is still here. Hinton and Norton is still here. This is pretty much your team from last year. And that's cool. And you have a couple other guys that's probably going to make the practice squad. So we'll see about that. Here's where the disrespect comes in. Koo has no competition battle. I can kick the ball.
You feel
so we're gonna put Jack Spade's name right here. Jack Spade's name's right here. Hey, somebody tag Koo, screenshot this and tell him, hey yo, you got battle at camp now. Jack Spade's gonna kick the ball against you.
What's your longest kick, Jack?
97 yards.
Not holy crap, 97 yards in the wintertime, barefooted, right? In the wintertime, in the snow, barefoot.
97 yards.
Wow.
No, I wasn't barefoot. I had on socks.
Wow.
It's big time.
Wow. Okay. 97 yards.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
97 yards, bro.
Yards. You got competition now, Cool.
Bro, 97 yards. Shit. That's
How cool is that now? You got competition. With socks on. Ain't like that. White socks at that. Ain't like that.
smoking a cigar while you did it. Like
never know.
Dude from what movie was that? The Replacements?
Oh gosh. Is that the one with Keanu? That's the one with the Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
I remember that. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball because, I got some stuff to take care of here shortly, and we want to make sure fans are getting up out of here tonight. Because guess what? We are back on Wednesday talking Falcons football. We haven't heard nothing about the tampering. They promised us it was going to happen this week. The week is over in about a couple minutes.
They lied, Jack. They
lied to us.
Lied. The liars.
You lied to us, man.
They lied to us, man.
You're a liar.
You're a liar.
Check this out here, Falcons fans. Going to the defense. Where do you see camp battles here, Terry? Because Grady's good. David's good. Zach could possibly have the camp battle, but then Zach exploded heavy in the past couple games at the end of the season last year.
He did.
So is Zach going to fit that role? Would you go with Carter? Anybody here in a competition battle to go up against the starters, Terry?
Man, bruh, this Falcons line is so deep.
It's stacked.
I mean,
stacked.
I mean, come on, man. Like you got
the only one the only one I can say is Zach Harrison. But at the end of the time, the way we're looking at it, Zach
Harrison's going anywhere. I don't think Zach Harrison is going. Like I mean, he could probably challenge though. But bro, look at 3D. Kentavious Street is your third string D tackle. And
Lakel London is your third string tackle too, who played well at the end of the season last year.
He might start on at least 15 other NFL teams. Like,
bro, you got both of these back here with the rookie. And Kentavious Street came from the Eagles, played with us last year, who filled in pretty well. Lakel London, who's played with us, I think, the past 2 seasons and filled in pretty well. With the rookie, who we hope to see out there this year to get some snaps. But then again, you got Dorless, you got Rook, Taekwon came from Texas a couple years ago, who fans are waiting to see him really break out. I think the injuries kind of hurt fans the wrong way. But then Eddie Goldman is now in the mix too as well.
Eddie,
where it's like no disrespect to Tommy or Mr. Harris or Ghani or William, but Eddie Goldman is going to fight
Jr.
for one of these spots up here.
Eddie Kang Jr. with the 4th string.
Eddie Goldman ain't no practice squad player, so let's not say, Eddie gonna be on the practice squad. I wouldn't just go that far. Eddie hits the practice squad, he's gone the second day.
Hey man, Eddie gonna kick that door in and be like, "Ang."
Hey, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. But I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at competition battles, probably on your second and third string, wherever Eddie Goldman's gonna fit in between Street, London, and Zion. Zion, because he's a rookie in that later round pick, could possibly end up on your practice squad because he has so many big bodies up here too as well. Taekwon is a name to watch for because of the injury. I mentioned that too as well. That could open the door for Kentavious Street, could open the door for Lakel London to move up on that depth chart too as well. But going to your linebacker room, D'Angelo Malone, Bradley and I. Don't forget about Bradley too as well. He has experience playing in the NFL, right? D'Angelo Malone, not J.D. Bertram, Braylon Trice, James Smith Williams. Competition battles all outside of your starters. I'm looking at it this year. Who is fighting for a starting spot, Terry, on this roster? Is it the cornerback 2?
I would say cornerback 2 and safety.
Are you serious that cornerback 2 and starting strong safety are the 2 starting spots to watch for?
I would say cornerback 2 and 3.
Wow. From a team coming from a position last 2 years ago when we would go into camp saying we need a starting guard, we need a starting center, we need a starting this, we need a starting that, to actually getting to a position this year where the only starting spot that seems to be like super meaningful is that cornerback 2, and who's playing beside Jesse.
And the nickel corner.
And who's going to be the next kick? Who's going to be the kicker too as well? Because you got Jack Spade over here. But we'll talk about that on Wednesday.
Wow!
Just saying, I had to hit the soundboard for it to be said.
Jack, I kicked it 97 yards barefooted in the snow with a beer in hand.
Terry, let me tell you something. White socks too. Terry, let me tell you something. If you're looking at, and it was real grass, it wasn't artificial, it was real grass.
Oh,
so if you're looking at, hey, I just want to let you know.
Outdoor stadium. Okay, I got you.
I keep remembering it as I'm talking, and it just keeps talking. But for Falcon fans here in the chat,
I just need to know which was a better feat, the 80 on the run. I'm gonna say the 97-yard field goal. I've never seen that. I'm gonna say the 97-yard field goal is better than the 80 on the run. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. And I would be right.
Still to this day, my toe still hurts. But I did kick it in. Falcon fans, look, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We're coming to a point here where camp is coming up. And for here at One Time for the Fan, I think the only 2 positions that you're looking at starting spot
is whack.
Competition battle. The starting spot competition battle. We're hearing that Clark could possibly be the number 2.
Yeah.
But right now, going into camp, who is the number 2 cornerback, right?
And
that's the spot to watch.
I don't know. Because
who is the safety beside Jesse? That's the spot to watch for.
I don't know.
I think outside of that, you kind of got your starters of where you're going to be.
Is D. Gordon your nickel?
D. Alford, I have D. Alford as my nickel.
D.
Yes.
Alford. Oh my God, I said D. Gordon. My bad.
That's the homie, man. I got D. Alford as my nickel. Yep.
Okay. So if
hey, that's my nickel. Hey, look. Hey, that's my nickel. He the homie. But now Mike Hughes too as well. You can't count him out. Fans thought Mike Hughes would be gone by now.
Yeah, I know, but I just I don't know.
So your competition battle for corners not only 2, but 3, 4, and 5.
You got 3, 4, 5. You got Kevin King. You got Antonio Hamilton.
I can't even. Hey, I ain't gonna do that tonight. But I will say I'm watching Antonio Hamilton more than I am with Kevin King because of his experience coming over from the Giants and the Cardinals. Mike Hughes, who's been on this roster. D. Alford, who is, man, the kid has been phenomenal ever since he's made the roster.
Kevin King has experience with Green Bay. He started.
But it's him and Eddie Goldman. To see a 53-man roster with 2 players who took 2 or 3 years off, that's tough to watch. I'll take one of the 2.
Damn.
But Kevin King does have starter experience too.
Damn.
As well.
A brother can't get any forgiveness.
I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude. There's fans here in the chat that's probably saying the same thing. Like, yeah, I'm not too big on Kevin King.
Kevin only did it once. Eddie did us like that twice. Like
but
Kevin
I'm not the one to make that
away.
decision too as well. So there's no disrespect coming from us at One Time.
No, I know, but
I don't make that decision.
Kevin didn't pull the ball away like Lucy did Charlie Brown. Eddie did it twice. I'll give you that to us.
That's tough.
Kevin just needed a break for his body.
To see that they're here and they're not gone is big for me because people thought Eddie Goldman wouldn't even make it this point to June. And he's going to go into camp where now we're going to probably be hearing Eddie Goldman's name at camp like, hey, might be on that 53. Could it be Kevin King too as well? AJ Terrell, Clark Phillips, Mike Hughes, D. Alford, and then there's your last spot. But don't forget about Natron Brooks too as well. Yeah. If you watch D. Alford's IG the other day, he was hanging out with Natron Brooks too as well. So it's cool to see the cornerbacks are not only hanging together and getting that chemistry-wise, but they practice together. They hang out on and off the field too as well. You know, we don't want to say that word brotherhood like it's Dan Quinn, but Raheem was on that team where brotherhood was really big. Fast and physical. And then when we get to when we
embrace the suck.
Just
remember that.
But to see some of these players working as hard as they are to make sure that this season this team, their bodies are going to be ready to, go through this long 6-month process. It really does make me feel good as a fan to know that we don't have too many spots missing.
Oh yeah,
on this team.
Agreed. It's a good problem to have, Jack.
It's a good problem to have. That's well said, Terry. I like that one.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Falcon fans hit that.
Jeff is over Goldman. He's like, stop it with Goldman. And he's like, you assume we'll be hearing Goldman's name at camp. You did that a few times before. I think Jeff was personally hurt. Okay,
Jeff has been correct on a couple times. He called the Deion Jones. He called the Calvin Ridley, which a lot of fans did too as well.
It's all right, brother. Gen X.
I know how
Gen X. I got you, Jeff. I got you. It's all right. It's all right.
Falcon fans hit that like, share, subscribe. We don't know exactly what became of Ritter because of Arthur Smith. That is true. That is true. That is definitely true. And no shot to Ritter too as well. We do joke on the channel, but there's no shot to Desmond. He did try to come out here and do the best he could to help this team win games. And the situation that he was in was unfortunate that he couldn't do what he was supposed to do here as the quarterback. Because I was excited to see him when he got into those games against, what was it? Baltimore, New Orleans, Arizona and Tampa. I think those last 4 games of the season. I was like, hey, shit, here comes our third string quarterback. Let's see what he can do. I
think he had a great attitude. I will give him that. I think he had a great attitude. Definitely was great with the fans, great in an interview. And hey, you know what? Sometimes it doesn't happen here, but it can happen at your next destination. So
also the big problem was too as well, Terry, that people were so over Mariota so quick.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really give him a chance to really like Ritter because they were still hurt about Mariota. But Matt Ryan was a different story. You had 10 plus years with Matt.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter if you love him or hate him, he was going to play that Sunday.
Right.
Versus the Mariota Ritter situation, you wanted him gone. Yeah, and you wanted Mariota gone by week 5. So here comes Ritter comes in. You're still built up on that. You still frustrated. Like, who's the next quarterback? Yeah, you better get in there and play. We're going to hate you too. You know what I'm saying? Versus now, you got fans that's like, all right, well, we got them out of here. Who's next? Oh, shit, 4,000-yard passer. How you doing, Mr. Cousins? Have a seat at the table.
Mr.
Cousins. It's a different story now because you have a quarterback.
It is.
So now you're a little bit more relaxed now. Okay, we got a guy that throws for 4,000 yards. Okay. You guys know in the chat that there probably won't be a game this season or 5 to 6, 7 games this season where Kirk's going to finish with a win and he's going to have 123 yards passing. It's not happening. Those were my friend said it. He was like, bro, some of those games when you look at Ritter's passing stats were like, we escaped with a win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you even have those stats?
Mm-hmm.
But
that's
the situation he was put under because of the coaching, because of the play calling. And hey, best of luck to Ritter in his future. But we're going to go forward with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix. Chat is live. Chat is lit. Lisa Shepard said, yeah, that was embarrassing. Donald treated poor Freeman like a rag doll on that play. And Freeman was looking around, feet dangling off the ground, like, hey, man, somebody come get me. Aaron Donald's holding him up like Thanos. I was just waiting for the snap.
You brought yourself back to me.
Oh, God, not the first Avengers. Not that. Pamela Johnson, Raheem, and the defense coaches will fix that. They will put players in good situations. Also, it's about coaching too as well.
Agreed.
It's about coaching as well. So maybe the new coaches, Jimmy Lake, and what Jerry Gray can do with him and help out with that secondary could help Richie Grant and make him a better safety. We do play Arizona next year. Mark your calendars. The return of Richie Grant versus Trey McBride next year in Arizona. Falcon fans, hit that like, share,
zone 85% of the time. Let's see how it works out.
We play more zone now with Raheem Morris. Carlo Wiggins, what's up, squad? Big shout out to Carlo Wiggins in the chat. Fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Wallace Smith said McGarry is going to be the starting right tackle, whether people like it or not. And I'm cool with it. That's the starting offensive line I've seen for the past couple years. Perfectly fine with it too as well. For the hate on Dahlman too as well, I understand some of those low snaps that he had with Mariota and Ritter, but now you have Kurt, and I ain't hearing nothing about no low snap since OTA started. So let's hope that we're on the streak of more low snaps for Dahlman.
Let's go.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Kelly McGarry built up. He will be the starter. Big shout out to fans here in the chat repping not the Atlanta Falcons, but also Kelly McGarry too as well. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic said the perfect thing that happened this year is depth and more depth. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic knows exactly what you are talking about. Big shout out to you too as well. They did build heavy on that depth too this year. Raheem and Terry and the crew did a great job of bringing in some muscle and some big bodies to help
and
this
speed
team and speed too as well. They increased in the areas that they needed to increase in. Raheem and Terry said they were impressed with the practice squad group, and that says a lot. Big shout out to them too as well. Did they mention my name by any chance? They keep mentioning players. Did they mention Jack Spade from one time?
I think you're the best kept secret, Jack.
Okay, well, we'll get to that when it comes to week one. I just can't wait to run out that tunnel.
Jack, they only bring you out when it's 4th and oh shit. That's when they bring you out.
Sheesh.
4th and oh shit. That's
one of them Sterling Shepard catches to the
no, because he caught. Wait, was that Sterling? He caught.
Was that Sterling Shepard? Right? Who was that? Who was the Giants? Who was that? Shepard?
Yeah, he caught that on his head from Eli, right?
Yeah,
the one in 2007 where he went up and caught it against his head and came down. And that was a phenomenal play, by the way. That play was the complete definition of teamwork. Because if you watch the play, Eli had 2 offensive linemen to knock guys off of him. And the third guy he shook off, and then he just flung it. And Sterling going up, he made the play of his life. I don't think he ever made a better play after that. Like, that was just sheer want to. You know what that means? That was like, no, I'm not going to fail. You got my mama. You holding her for hostage. I got to do this. This is for the boys in the brickyard. This is for everybody. You're not going to stop me. Anything is possible. And he goes up, bam, against his head, comes down, great catch. And then, that touchdown to Plaxico Burress, and it's over. And New England lost. You guys suck. Ha ha. And I'm sorry. I had to let that out. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you do that. And you did the, New England law. I love that. That's what we need here on the channel. That's what brings the viewers. Crimson Huntsman said
that was also David Tyree. You know what? I'm sorry. Lisa's right.
David Tyree. David Tyree.
My bad, Lisa. You're right. That was David
Lisa
Tyree. What was Sterling then?
Sterling Shepard played for the Giants right after, though.
Oh, okay.
We just got names mixed up. We didn't butcher the name, though.
Okay.
I used to call the guy from Notre Dame, one that the Falcons released, 92. It was Ogundeji. That's what it was, Ogundeji. But when he first came out, I was like, Ogun what? I was like, Ogundeji. Yeah.
Like,
then we had a little. Root. We had a class, and don't even get me started on Root. We was gonna call him Root.
Arroyo.
We was gonna call him Root.
Arroyo. We're gonna call him Rook. He will forever be named.
Get J Envy to mix that one up. Crimson Huntsman said Trice could challenge Zoe. Is definitely a camp competition battle to watch. So let's write that down too as well. So you have that wide receiver, not 3, but 4, 5, and 6 role. Who's going to be the tight end 3-4 if they run 3-4 for tight ends? Also, you're looking at the kicker battle with Koo and Jack Spade. You're also looking at
Koo and Jack Spade.
Cornerback, who's going to be the 2? Who could be the starter outside of AJ Terrell? The safety position right there next to Jesse Bates. Braylon Trice going up against Zoe. Oh my God! What a dunk! Gee, what?
4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was nasty. That was you're not going to. Oh, take that, old man. Take that, old man. Oh wait, is that calling him bald head? Is that
Horford? No, he dunked on Tatum. No, who is that? Oh, that Derek Williams.
Oh wow. Wait, no, the dude was bald head. It's
Derek Williams. That's white. Oh my gosh, what a dunk. Yeah, that's top. That was crazy. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And that's a good thing because it was serious. They would have had to make a decision by now. Big shout out to Wallace Smith in the chat too as well. Joseph Avery said, is Phillips going to start alongside of AJ or will be one of the new corners win the starting position at cornerback? Because one of them has played for Coach Gray when he was with Green Bay. I think he's talking about Kevin King too as well. We're going to see about that competition battle. Joseph Avery just mentioned it. Who is going to play alongside AJ? That is something to watch for. Not only here in OTAs, but when camp starts, when they get the shoulder pads on, players start hitting, and people start losing their jobs. Just be prepared for that. Jeff Wolf said, Eddie, I can't make it to Camp Goldman.
Jeff is like mad. Jeff, you need a hug, man. What's up, Jeff? Come on, talk to you.
Jeff is going to be there on the 27th. I'm sure Jeff will be there on the 27th.
Eddie Goldman. Jeff is upset.
I think Goldman is going to make the roster. Fans here in the chat, we're not going to do the press 1 plus type 2. It's possible that Eddie Goldman can make the roster, right? This 53-man roster is going to be set up with some of the best players that you're going to see here in Atlanta, not only for this year, but a couple more years to come, right? And big shout out to everybody who's out there fighting right now to make a spot. But to see Eddie Goldman make it this far, I'm just saying, man, you got to watch for him when camp starts.
I think that defensive line is so deep. Like, dude, it's amazing to see Eddie at the 4 or 5. Like, that's crazy. Like, I just, bro, Eddie is nobody's 4th or 5th string. So
that's the story to watch for this season, that Eddie's on the bottom of that depth chart in that D-line room. And if he makes the 53, I mean, you got players like Lakel London and Street that's probably looking over like, bro, this is beef. This is players in the NFL. They know Eddie Goldman, bro.
Yeah.
They're in that room like, bro, if Eddie is Eddie, like that real Eddie, bro, it's a problem. It's a major problem. There's teams, there are coaches, there are people that know Eddie Goldman when he was a decent player.
When he was that dude, man.
Yeah. And we're not calling him a GOAT. We're not calling him the greatest defensive lineman ever.
Can
we make it without Eddie? Can we make this team better without Eddie Goldman?
Yes,
of course.
Yes.
But we're looking at the players on the roster right now. And some would want to see if Eddie Goldman makes it through that camp, put him on that 53 because they remember Eddie Goldman, right?
I mean, if Eddie is 70% Eddie, I mean, I'll take him.
Falcons fans hit that like.
I think Malone is safe, but what I will say is some team is going to get a really good defensive lineman because everybody's not going to. And if you look at that depth chart, like you could argue that's one of the top 3 in the league as far as defensive line is concerned.
Our defensive line is stacked.
Yeah, that's
our
one.
Linebacker room is stacked.
Yes.
Our secondary, they outside of that cornerback 2 role, they'll probably have a problem with. But if you're looking at a defense right now, like the Steelers, what do you think Arthur Smith's looking at right now? He's looking at anybody outside of AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates. So that week 1, if you see them targeting Richie and DeMarco Hellams 50% of the time in the first quarter, there's a reason why we talked about this. The safety outside of Jesse, the corner outside of AJ. That's why teams would scout for that.
Yeah.
Terrell Allen is still Terrell Allen. You throw it over there if you want to. Teams, AJ it was difficult last year watching some of those games, right? The Hopkins situation, the Mike Evans game, that was tough. But outside of that, AJ Terrell, I think, is still a top 10 corner in my book, man. And for that, and then fans were like, get rid of AJ. How could you at this time? We don't even know who the cornerback 2 is.
Well, good cornerbacks don't grow on trees, man. I mean,
I don't play corner. Jack Spade don't play corner. Quit asking me to get out there and play CB2.
Is that right? Is that right? You don't play corner?
Jeff Wolf said crack is whack.
You score 70. You score 70 in basketball. You kick a 97-yard field goal. You throw an 80-yard pass, but you draw the line at playing corner. Is that right?
Backpedal. It's about that backpedal.
All right. All right.
Anybody backpedaling to no Jordans. William Amy said corner 2 is Clark Phillips too. Mills in the chat.
I like Clark. I do like Clark, but my only issue is, and it's not really an issue until you get inside the 20. But if you got Clark on Mike Evans, come on, man. Inside the 20, you know what's happening.
So like we mentioned earlier in the show, if I'm a coach, is it wrong for me to attack that if I'm on the other side of the ball?
No, not at all, because I would attack it.
So that's when it went to the Ricky Grant situation in Arizona and so forth.
If you got a 6'5" guy against a 5'8" guy, and you're in a situation where it's a 50-50 ball, I'm going that way every time, right?
Well, guess what? Because they're going to bring that safety help over, now I got to find a different target to look at because there's 2 over there. So now I can go easy. Oh, they pull Jesse Bates to help that small corner? Where's Richie? There he is. For most teams, they're going to try to attack that. Now, if you had 2 dynamic safeties back there like top 10 in the league, That's like the Earl. What was the guy? What was Seattle's Legion of Boom? It was Thomas and
Earl,
Chancellor.
yeah.
You
Earl,
knew in that secondary, it was some real. If you got past Richard, oh my gosh, you were lucky.
Cam Chancellor was a man.
Boomstick.
Not a man. I'm gonna take you. I'm originally from
Boomstick.
Montgomery, Alabama. Cam Chancellor was a man. Okay?
That's what I want in our secondary. I want them to fear Jesse throwing that ball. They don't fear Jesse for making big hits. It's about throwing that ball in open field and open space and let Jesse read that ball and take that shit back to the house.
I tell you who can hit though.
DeMarco Hellams can hit.
DeMarco Hellams can lay the wood.
But then they're looking at the speed, they're looking at the reaction time, they're looking at the awareness and pursuit of DeMarco Hellams, and they're saying, well, Richie kind of has a better step on that, but the coverage. Then they go to the pros and cons on Richie now. The coverage.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the safety role, let's see what they do this season.
But if you're in zone, which you're going to have to be, when you talk about Clark Phillips on Mike Evans at the 10-yard line, you're going to have to give him help over the top. There's no way you can just let that go on, right? Maybe you and I would just stick. Who are we talking about?
DeMarco
Hellams, either Hellams or Richie Grant. I stick them over there and let Jesse be free.
We're also not mentioning Micah Abernathy. We're also not mentioning the Dane Trezant guy that came over from the Titans.
Yep.
How that competition battle is going to work is not going to just be two safeties. I mean, we're going to have this free safety. You're going to have your backup. Your starting safety, you're going to have your backup. So maybe Micah Abernathy is a guy that fans can look at and say, maybe he could be fitting to have a spot here on this roster. Falcon fans, we went over just competition battles to watch for. When camp starts and we start hearing some words and people talking about this guy and this guy, then we will get to the breakdowns of who could possibly make this roster spot. But right now, this is camp battles to watch for. That's the cool part about this. It's the offseason. Wallace Smith is in the chat. William Amy's in the chat. Jeff Wolf is in the chat. A lot of fans are in the chat too as well. Mills in 1967. Big shout out to Mills, man.
What's up,
welcome
Mills?
Here to the podcast. We talk Falcons football 24/7. Diehard Atlanta Falcons fans. We have some more podcasters too as well. They just not here tonight. Big shout out to Chase from DFU too as well. Big shout out to Bodie. 3000. Big shout out to Carrie.
Miss
They
Carrie.
all do a great job representing not only as Atlanta Falcon fans, but as podcasters here on the channel too as well.
Yes.
It's going down in a major way. Jeff Wolf said, you assume you'll be hearing Goldman's name at camp. You did hear that a few times.
I told you, Jeff
Wolf is not on the Eddie Goldman train.
Jeff got an issue with Eddie, man. Jeff don't like that.
Some player, that's how they, but take Jeff Wolf's comments about how he's feeling about the Eddie Goldman situation, and then take fans' comments about how they feel about Richie Grant's situation. Some fans just have that, like they're just over it, right?
Yeah.
You got to make me a believer. Fans are looking at Richie like, make me a believer this season, right? We saw what you did last year and the year before that, and when you had Jalen Hawkins beside you, now you got Jesse Bates and you're still getting cooked. Like that's how fans are talking. It's not me saying it. It's how fans are talking, right?
No,
so for me,
but I think Jeff is right. Like I can't fault Jeff because Eddie just didn't show up. So hell, at least Richie came out there. You know what I mean? Eddie was just like peace. So I can understand Jeff's venom, and it's understandable. It's potent, but it's understandable. I get it.
It's surprising that you didn't name Troy Anderson and Lamb in a competition battle. What y'all think? Lamb got the spot.
Well, here's the thing. Why wouldn't you put Landman out there with them?
You need right now from seeing Landman, what he did in the past 2 seasons here in Atlanta, even last year. I need Landman out there in that field.
Right. And Troy Anderson and Caden Ellis. Like, why wouldn't you play all three of them?
That's the rotation, though. Troy will play, but who's going to be the starter?
But what I'm saying is all three of them should start. That's what I'm saying.
When they're running their 3-4. So if you're running your 3-4, you're going to have probably Carter, Trice, or Carter, Ebiketie. In your middle, you're going to have Ellis, and you're going to have Nate Landman. J.D. Bertram and Troy Anderson are your backups.
Troy Anderson's on the bench then.
Let's go
We
back.
got a deep front seven, man. Williams said Carter might get cut. I don't see that, William. I don't see. I don't see that. I don't see that. Not that it couldn't happen, but I'd be shocked to see that one. It could be some new faces starting this year, but I don't know about that.
Excited to see training camp and see the team develop together. Even for Cindy, those 2 training camp dates are big for Cindy because she wants to go out there and see her team practice.
Mm-hmm.
So July 27th and August the 2nd, fans, get up out your seats. Get up out go out there and watch the team practice. Right? It's a great event. It's free. The July 27th event, the one at the Benz. If you've never been to the stadium, and this is a chance for you to get autographs too. For fans here in the chat that's never been to practice, this is the time for you to get autographs. It's the time for you to meet the players, time for you to see the coaches. Hell, they might even come over there and take a couple pictures with you. Don't expect to get everybody because when you get Bijan walking around over there, it's 1 million people going to Bijan. So
1 million.
I will say if you bring your kids, you get first dibs because the kids always get looked out first. I mean, you're like, hey, bring the kids. Okay. Everybody trying to get their autograph, and here comes, some 10-year-old walking up. Everybody has to get back, right? You got to respect the kids, right? And that's what happened that year with Matt Ryan, that they were pushing kids over because they all tried to get to Matt Ryan. Eric Parker, he'll tell you the story about the mom that had the kid over there to try to run out there to go get the autograph, and like, they were pushing the kid on that metal gate or that bar, like over there at camp, wherever it was. Eric Parker knows the story. But yeah, if you have kids, definitely bring your kids. It's easy for them to get autographs because the players usually run to them first.
That's a shame doing little Johnny like that.
They had little Johnny all up on the damn wall. They're like, come on, Matt, sign this, Matt. Yo, Julio, come over here, Julio. Little kid over there, like, what you doing?
That's wrong.
Mom in the back, like, did you get the autograph?
I can't support that.
That's tough. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It's about talking Falcons football, and that's what we do here in the chat. We do apologize about the Sterling Shepard too as well. It was David Tyree.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa, for that, by the way. Thank you.
Falcons for Life is in the chat. PFF has AJ ranked in the top 5. We talked about this the other night about this being one of the best Falcons rosters since 2016. With Jesse Bates being a top 5 safety, AJ Terrell being a top 5 corner, Grady Jarrett being a top 10 tackle, I believe, in my opinion. Jake Matthews being a top 10 tackle, in my opinion. Chris Lindstrom being the number 1 guard in the NFL. Kyle Pitts still having, I think, a top 10 role as being a top 10 tight end in this league. Kirk Cousins being a top 10 quarterback still in this league. I mean, look at what we're talking about here. These are your starters.
Mm-hmm.
These are your starters I'm over here bragging about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to feel good about that. These are people that can make shit happen on your team, right? I think Koo's even one of the best kickers in the NFL too as well.
And honestly, I think that's why the NFL needs to be careful who they talk shit about, because honestly, like, this is a very good team. And it's like they just don't want to acknowledge, like, this team has literally an assortment of weapons, a plethora of weapons, a full arsenal, both defense and offense and special team, of nothing but weapons. I don't think you want to piss these guys off. And I think that's what they've done. I think those guys are going to be so sick of the narrative by the time they get on that field. Those boys might go 14-3, man. I mean, I would be sick of it. I would be. Hearing that day in and out, I'd be over it.
Yeah. Mr. Shepard said Phillips size is a factor going against a player like Evans too. The first 3 weeks of the NFL, you honestly got to watch that deep ball, because Russell Wilson likes to throw the deep ball, Jalen Hurts and Pat Mahomes like to throw the deep ball. Mm-hmm. So you definitely got to have that coverage ready for those 3 type of players, because Russell, he will sling 60, 70-yard bombs down the field, right? You see them do it in Seattle. You saw him try to do it in Denver. Just didn't connect well. But now he has Pickett over there too as well. And I forget the other wide receiver's name for Steelers, but he's pretty decent. But then you have Patrick Mahomes now with who is it? Hollywood Brown over there now with the Chiefs too as well. And I think they just re-signed Mecole Hardman too as well. So look for Pat Mahomes on a lot of those plays to get the ball down the field. And then week 2, you have to have a good cornerback 1 and 2 matchup, because you're going up against Cuz from Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, right? And you got to just have a good defense out there. Now, after that, it should start to settle down. I mean, you have the Panthers, you have the Bucks, you have the Saints, you have the Seahawks. I mean, DK Metcalf is going to be a force to watch for. But then, like the Giants game, like the Raiders game, like the Vikings game, like that's a game you should be able to dominate, man. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to take care of those. So the Denver game too as well. Who is Denver's wide receiver? Who is Denver's quarterback right now? Like we're going into that game. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and book for Denver when I'm done with this, because that's a dub right there. But I don't want to get too much into this season. You see how I start talking about my team and I start predicting wins. I just love to see my team. Jay Grimm is in the chat. He said, "Does McLennan make the active roster?" Yes, I do believe he makes the active roster. I believe he's going to be your 3 or 4 on your running back roster, on your depth chart. It's really that Avery Williams situation, because of the injury too as well. But a special teams guy, and he's done well when he was a rookie as a special teams guy. You need a kick returner and a punt returner right now, and I know it's a new regime and a new staff, but you're like, hey, that guy Avery Williams is pretty decent, right? So let's take a look at him. But I got Jace. Playing. Terry Fontenot's draft class, he loves to play those players, right? So I got Jace on there too as well. Wallace Smith said, but we don't know what's going on. Oh, what was going on with Goldman and his personal issues that he was having. So we have to give him a break. I'm all for it. You're like, I want the Eddie Goldman from 2019 back on this team. That's what I want. I am all for it. I know he has some personal issues, like he said, he stepped away from. I know he was doing, I think, boxing last year, and he was working out and conditioning. But fans, this is the cool thing. Like when you heard Eddie Goldman's name being mentioned again, that he was back signed to the roster, it was like, wait. He's giving it another go? Like that's the cool part about having it. We don't have no drama here on the team, right? We don't have no tea. There's nothing to talk about otherwise than how good this team could be. And you want a guy like Eddie Goldman to be a part of, this powerful team if he can make the 53. I'm not going to down him. I have no problem with Eddie Goldman making the 53. I think Jeff Wolf is just tired of seeing the past 2 years that it's just been, Eddie. And then it's like, well, he's out of here. But he didn't make it this far, I don't think, the first 2 times. Right? So
losers don't give up, and that's just not you.
Shit.
Life is going to knock you down. It's how many times you get up. Remember that Rocky speech when he's talking to the son? That's how winning's done. Now, let me tell you something. You got to learn to take the hits because the hits are going to come and they're going to knock you down. But you got to get up because that's life. And that's how winning's done. And losers
do all that. Fans, every fan has their opinion. You see Jeff Wolf say he don't even care what the issues were. You play or you get out the way. That's what Jeff Wolf is saying it right now. He's on that side of just look. Yeah. I'm done with this back and forth. No interviews and you're talking about him in the chats. Look, you're gonna play or you're on the team or you're not. There's 2 type of golfers. You're on the PGA Tour or you're not on the PGA Tour. 2 type of golfers, right? That's what Jeff Wolf is looking at. You're on the team or you're not on the team. So there should be. We're not even arguing here in the chat. I think fans are just stating their opinion. That's the cool thing about One Time for the Fan. We are all fans. It's from the fan. It's for the fan. It's because of the fan. That's what One Time for the Fan is all about. So talk about the players, talk about the team, but let's be respectful too as well, because some players do probably watch the podcast.
Yeah.
Some coaches and teams, and we saw D offered in the chat, that one time too as well. So it's like you never know who's out here checking this stuff out. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if Arthur Smith was sitting there watching the podcast during the game. Shit, let me go back and watch that episode with halftime. See what we're talking about.
You know what? Unnecessary roughness on Jack. 15
That's
yards.
tough.
Jack, we're gonna put you back at the 5-yard line. I tell you what, man, Jeff is like dude from Office Space, not gonna be here anymore. That's what Jeff is saying.
Not the dude from Office Space. Who is that? That wasn't the boss, was it?
No, that was the two what consultants or whatever.
Oh my gosh. Not gonna be here anymore. Oh my god, hold on. I gotta get you. There it is.
That's what Jeff is. Jeff is over it. Jeff is over it. Jeff is like, no, absolutely not, Eddie.
My boy said not gonna be here. Not
gonna be here anymore. No. He's like, remember, Office Space dude was like, but I take the reports to people. I'm good with people. I'm good with people, damn it.
You know, it's a funny one too on the channel. I was just remembering because I was getting ready to curse and I forgot that we can say whatever we want. I think it was it A1 or was it Mark Cheney on the channel, and they getting ready to say the F-bomb, and it was like, and then mother, can we curse on the channel? I was like, yeah, you can curse. He was like, the motherfucker. I was like, yo, that's great. But yeah, man, that was a good one with the Office Space joke. The Office Space one, it worked. That you get 15 points for that.
15 points for that.
Automatic first down. You can move the chains.
Automatic first down. I'll take it.
Automatic first down.
I'll take it.
So, yeah. This is great to talk Falcons football with everybody. Chat is live. Chat is lit. We're gonna have, I believe, Chef Matt is gonna be joining us back again on Friday.
That's what's up.
Because he was kind of upset that he couldn't, talk Falcons with us. Because he had to run and take care of some stuff. So I'll try to see if we can get him back on for Friday morning breakfast with One Time for the Fan. But we are back Wednesday night. One Time for the Fan, 8:00. We're talking Falcons football. But quickly, we have some upcoming events. Of course, we have the Rise Up Tour Fan Club. For those of you that love to travel to away games, for those of you that love to pretty much have, a good time on the road. Falcon fans, we have Big Shot. Oh, he made it. He made it 3 at the buzzer. Damn, don't let Boston win this game. Damn, man.
I like 9. They're up by 9 points.
Damn, man. Come on, Dallas. You got to do something. Yep, the Rise Up Tour Fan Club, man. We have a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, we've been doing this for 7 years. We have events and parties set up. I can't even tell you about the list of things that we have already set up. But it's far away from the season, so we're not going to really announce everything just yet. But the bus trips are set up. The bus trip to Carolina is a day trip, right? I want to pull it up for fans. Terry, can I pull it up? Can I pull this flyer out real quick? Do you mind if I show this Rise Up Tour Fan Club stuff? Because fans have been signing up to be a part of the group. The numbers are going crazy right now because they love to travel. They love to be a part of, what we have going on. So let me go ahead and find this flyer for you all. Here it is. Oh, shit. I can say that on the channel. That's the cool part.
Yes, you can. You can say it. You can say shit, Jack.
Yes, we can say shit all the time.
Yes, you can.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You see it right here. We have a bus trip to Carolina, y'all. We have a day trip set up. The Rise Up Tour Fan Club. You can see it right there. We've been doing this for 7 years, man. Our annual bus trip has been like 5 years now. Because we had the COVID year where we took off, but we still do this all the time. You can see it right there. It's $100. It's a day trip. It's a deadline due September 1st. You can sign up right here at the bottom. Yes, we have a website, and the website works, right? So you can use it. RiseUpTourFanClub.com/Carolina. You can see the events, the membership, everything else we have on there. But it's $100 per person. Of course, our members get it cheaper. So if you're a Rise Up Tour Fan Club member, the bus trip is a little bit cheaper. But we are heading to Carolina. It's a day trip. The bus leaves around like 7, 8 in the morning. You arrive in Carolina like 12:30 or so. And then the tailgate, because the game starts at 4, right? That's actually pretty cool. A 4:25 tailgate. I'm sorry, 4:25 kickoff. And I was telling my homeboy the other day, that might even be America's game of the week, right? Because why would they put a Falcon-Carolina game at 4:25? We've always played at 1, or we played the Thursday night against them, which we had before in the past. But guess what? That's the cool part. A bus trip to Carolina, October 13th. Deadline for the payment, September 1st. And right now, there's about 25 seats, I think, left on the bus. Hopefully, we can get 2 buses this year, but majority of the time, all the buses are filled up. So Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you want to go to Carolina this year. And then don't forget. Terry, did you forget already?
No, I didn't.
Okay, you didn't forget. Perfect. We also have the train ride heading down to
New Orleans, baby.
And we did this last year, and fans loved it. Pastor Troy, big shout to Pastor Troy too as well. The Rise Up Tour Fan Club, the train ride to New Orleans, November 8th. We have the deadline that is due June 16th, which is next week. We only have 4 seats left.
Wow.
Yeah, but guess what? There's only 4 seats left.
Damn.
Cart. There's only 4 seats left. Now, here's the deal. You're taking the train
per person. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, you're taking the train to New Orleans, but here's the deal: $50 per person.
Mm-hmm.
Have some food and drinks on the train too as well. It's a party train. We can do it the fuck we want to. They don't care because we have our own car.
you got to get your own train back, right?
It's your own train car. Like, this is not like you're sitting there with, like, you know, Mr. Johnson across from you from the Wall Street Journal. No, this is a train car full of Falcon fans. We could do whatever we want. We did it last year, and they love us over there at you know, the train station. So train heading down to New Orleans, $50 per person. You see the deadline date due right there. You have to get your plane ticket back Sunday night after the game, which they have cheap flights. Cheap flights coming back from New Orleans Sunday night.
You can't get a train ride back Sunday night.
If you find one, go right ahead. But we have the train ride going down to New Orleans.
Yeah, you guys would have to knock me out, Jack. You would.
November 8th. I know you don't fly, Terry. I know you don't fly.
You have to knock me out, Jack.
We will find a way. Something will happen where we will get you down to New Orleans. We can't let you miss.
Or Bodie, or you know, one of the homies is gonna have to knock me out, Jack. Because you know how I rock, man. I mean, you know how I rock. Like, this is like, you can drive. You can drive back with me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm taking my whip, I am driving down. I don't know if I'm renting or if I'm just gonna drive my car. But I have my golf stuff in there, and my homies are coming with me, so we have all our golf stuff. Yeah.
Right. We're already planning this shit ahead. So don't forget about Friday night. We have an event in New Orleans. Saturday night before the game, we have an event in New Orleans. Our annual party in New Orleans is going to be crazy for Falcon fans. It's going to be
crazy.
So just a heads up on the party in New Orleans. We have the party around like 6 to 9, 6 to 9:30 or so. And fans are in there from 4.
Damn.
We get a call, but I swear to, on everything I love, the general manager hit us up last year like, you know, it's packed in here.
Hey,
like,
guys,
4:30.
It's packed in here. I mean,
he doesn't even talk like he's from New Orleans. He actually talks like he's from somewhere else.
I mean, if somebody parks, it's going to take the paint off the wall, Jack. What the hell are we doing, buddy?
You guys are pretty deep down there. You guys have over like 1,000 Falcon fans in the building. That's how sometimes they talk to us too. But yes, the train ride to New Orleans is set up. It's ready to go. Man. Parties are set up in New Orleans, ready to go. And of course, you know, we'll drop that information really, really soon. And of course, we have another event coming up I got to share with you all. Terry, this is great. Having your own podcast.
Yes.
Talking to Falcons fans whenever you want.
Yes.
This is the cool part. We have another event coming up. So you saw the bus trip to Carolina. That's a day trip.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the train ride to New Orleans. That leaves Friday. Got to get your own transportation coming back Sunday. Only 4 seats left in that situation. And then we also have the bus trip going down
to Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
When's the deadline for that?
The deadline for this one is September 1st. We're not playing about these deadlines, man. And when you go to a deadline, like, this is confirmed. Like, the fans that's in our Rise Up to our fan club, like, they don't care what the record is. They go to the game.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care what the record is at all. I'm telling you right now. I don't even care what the record is. I'm going to the game because it's an experience. It's the Falcons. It's my team. I don't care if they're 1-11. I don't give a shit. I'm in that seat. You best believe I'm over there. And I'm still talking shit. Shit.
Let's
go.
So
the bus trip to Tampa, October 26th, which is my birthday. So yeah, when y'all pull up in Tampa,
happy birthday. That's right. We were saying that the other day. That will be your birthday.
When y'all pull up in Tampa that Saturday night,
Hey, and you know what? Jack? And you know what, Jack?
We're gonna party.
Hold on, wait, no. Jack,
what's up?
That's Scorpio season, sir.
That is Scorpio season.
So, you know, I'm a Scorpio as well. So all you Scorpios, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know
We're
what it
partying
is.
not only for the Scorpios, but on October 26th, that bus should arrive in Tampa like around 5 p.m. The party starts at like 9. So last year we packed it out. Big shout out to the Crew Life too. We did a party with the Bucks fan club, Crew Life. Big shout out to them. But we told Crew Life, man, we might need a bigger building, dog. You saw how many people we brought, man. You know, so got to work that out this year. But yeah, the party's gonna be lit. Party's gonna be live. October 26th. You can kind of consider it as the birthday party for me. But it's going down in a major way. $150 per person. But you see right here at the bottom, the host hotel. The host hotel.
Tampa Bay Airport, West Shore.
4 points by Sheraton. You see the host hotel. Now, you can go ahead and book your rooms if you want to, Falcon fans. We got over 30 rooms booked. But if you're not a member of the Rise Up Tour fan club, you don't get the discount. So big shout out to everybody that's in the Rise Up Tour fan club. We have our rooms booked and ready to go. But if you want to stay there, pay whatever the price is. It's the 4 points by Sheraton. down there at the Tampa airport.
Let's
And you know, Tampa is like the airport is like right here, and the stadium is like right here. So it's literally you can walk. It's a good little walk, but you can walk from the stadium to the airport.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, and of course, hit that subscribe button. What we do for the fans is a big thing, man. And we're going to Philly this year. We're on the road to a lot of these games. So those are the 3 that's already set up. Vegas, if you're going to Vegas, book for the MGM Grand. I don't give a fuck, honestly, where you stay. But if you want to come and hang out with some Falcon fans, Rise Up Tour fan club, we're staying at the MGM Grand, right? So that's our host hotel. If y'all want to stay there, find your rooms. There's some good rates right now for like $240 something a night. But I'm there from Thursday to Tuesday. So for fans that want to be in Vegas, we're doing podcasts from Vegas. We're going to do fan check-ins in Vegas. It's going down in a major way. So a lot of content that you're going to be seeing coming up when the season starts is not only at home, but on the road, right? You know what we do here at One Time for the Fan. We really love talking with the fan base. We really love representing our team. We really love representing the fan base as well. So, Terry, those are 3 of the events coming up. Wednesday, I have a flyer for you all. If you want to come out and party with some other Falcon fans, we have a big tailgate going on this month. So if you want to come out and hang out, we're going to have the grill going. We're going to be talking Falcons. But when you look around, you're going to see Saints, you're going to see Cowboys, you're going to see 49ers, you're going to see Green Bay, because it's a fan club tailgate, right? So it's going to be great to have everybody out there. So Falcon fans, come on out. Have a good time. Come grab a burger. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Bring your kids. It's open to everybody, man. So come on out and have a good time. Put on your Falcons gear. That's all we ask. Even the Jaguars fan, put on your Falcon hat at least. Bring a Falcon keychain at least. But you show up in your gear. Root for your team. This is what we do as fan clubs. Like, we get the fans rowdy and ready for the season, right? This is what it's all about. And then, of course, we also have our membership party coming up July 28th. So if you want to come out and hang out, we're doing our membership party because everybody's going to be receiving their membership kits that we've ordered for all the members of the Rise Up Tour fan club. Terry, you're going to be out there picking up your membership kit. We're going to have some entertainment there. We're going to have some food, some drinks, and it's about 300-400 people showing up, having a good time partying and, taking pictures and vibing. But they know that's the day after the Falcons training camp, the practice. So you have the 27th Falcons training camp. Then you have the 28th Rise Up Tour Fan Club membership party. Everybody's welcome. Y'all can come on out. And then we have August the 2nd, Falcons at the Benz practice. All this is happening like within a week. And then you have the following week, Falcons Jags. When I tell you we're literally right around the corner from football. It's going down.
We're right around the corner from football.
It's going down in a major way. So hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. And a lot of fans are always asking, well, where can we find the Rise Up Tour fan club? So I'm going to go ahead and show you all. Yes, we are on Facebook. Yes, we're on Instagram. Yes, we're on Twitter. We are everywhere. You can Google us, but we're right here too as well, that you can see on Facebook. Now, you can join the free group if you want to, but we ain't be posting too much in there. We have our membership group that a lot of fans probably have seen us post a membership. We are a membership-based group. If you want to go join the Dallas Cowboys fan club, I can give you the information for their fan club. If you want to go join the Carolina Panthers Roaring Riot fan club, I can give you their information. If you want to go join Bang Bang Niner Gang, I can give you their information. This is real fan club shit. Do you understand what's going on here, Terry?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. No Tito's tonight either, but big shout out to Tito's.
That's a surprise.
It is a surprise, isn't it?
It's a surprise. That is a surprise.
May
I ask why? Why are we taking a break?
No, I'm just cooling, bro. I'm just cooling. I got my esports starting in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Got dinner upstairs. Fam is cool. They're up there watching Cobra Kai, I think. We chilling.
Love me some Cobra Kai.
Jeff Wolf said, look for the Dallas game to be flexed. Hey, let me tell you something. There's a couple to be determined on our schedule too as well at the end of the season, so it's possible that could happen. Right? But you have a team that's winning, and if another team is winning, I can see them flex those games. Yep. Right? So for fans here in the chat, once again, thank you all for being a part of One Time for the Fan. But Terry, as we get ready to get up out of here, 2-hour podcast. Every time I hear that, I look down like it's going to be the Falcons tampering information.
I know, right? I know.
And there's nothing.
Be mad as hell. Like, damn.
I think we get it before Wednesday, though, Terry. I think they say something before Wednesday.
You think so?
I think one of the topics on Wednesday's show is the tampering issue. They went into the weekend having the issue on their table to come out of the weekend and then talk about it to say, this is what's going on.
Do you think maybe there was some hesitation, maybe some trepidation regarding the decision? Because they made the statement to expect it last week, and now here we are. Do you think that was we can't give them that, or was it, we're just going to make them sweat? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
It seems like a make them sweat type of moment because you're waiting for something every day to happen. Even the phone calls, the notifications, everything that happens within the NFL, nothing has said since Tuesday or since last week, Monday. So
that is the worst car ride home when you piss your mom off and you're going to get an ass whooping and she don't say nothing. I love you, Mom. Nothing, just quiet. Boy,
it's the look you get first, though. Like, oh my gosh. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Look, you can follow on Twitter at One Time for the Fan. It's on the bottom of the page here. Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and you never know what else we're going to do here with One Time for the Fan. But at the end of the day, One Time for the Fan is, like I said, it's for the Falcon fans. It's from the Falcon fans. I'm a season ticket holder, PSL holder. Terry, we're going to make sure he's a season ticket holder, PSL holder real soon. Bodie, who's been with us for so long. Chase, who's been with us for so long. Terry, who's been with us for so long. All we do is talk Falcons. We want to see the team win. Terry wants to see the team win. Every special guest we've brought to this channel wants to see the team win. So, that's Falcon fans, I say thank you all for doing this.
When we say win, we mean Super Bowl. We mean Super Bowl.
Yes.
Franchise legitimacy.
Yes.
Right.
And there are fans that's probably saying, Jack, you got to stop mentioning Super Bowl. Take it one step at a time. No, I will not.
Gas, no brakes, baby. All gas, no brakes. We ain't stopping to the Super Bowl. No, absolutely not. I'm embracing my brother Eric Parker. This is the conversation that we have. All gas, no brakes. Eric, I know you're out there. Love you, bro. And I'm with you. 17 and just kidding. Pump your brakes. But it's all about the Super Bowl. And you're fooling yourself if you think it's about anything other than that. It's about the Super Bowl, people. It's about franchise legitimacy. It's about making Atlanta respected all over the world. It's about killing the narrative that we cannot win the big one. It's about these people on these networks that just continue to hammer us back and forth, getting them to collectively shut the bleep up. That's what it's about. And if you think it's about anything other than that, you ain't been here long enough.
I believe we are one of 6 or 7 teams that's left to win a Super Bowl in the NFL. And I believe since the Texas Rangers won their MLB championship, now we have the longest active streak of the longest franchise without winning a national championship. So this is big that the Falcons can go in there and get one. If it is going to be this team, it's probably going to be Raheem, Terry Fontenot, Zach Robinson, Jimmy Lake, Kirk Cousins, or Michael Penix, Drake London. So get to know these players. I know we were so big on Matt. I know we were big on Julio. I know we were big on, the players during that era, but that time is gone. This seems to be the roster. These seem to be the guys. Is Drake London who's going to be here? Maybe a Falcon for life. Maybe AJ Terrell can be a Falcon for life. Kyle Pitts could be a Falcon for life. Is these the guys that's going to be able to get us the championship? That's what we're going to talk about here going forward on One Time for the Fan. You know how we kick it. Terry?
Yes, sir.
Big shout out to April Thomas. Big shout out to everybody here in the chat. But the floor is yours for the shout out, my friend.
Jeff said 20-0. Look at Jeff embracing his inner Eric Parker. Eric, wherever you are, hey, man, that's for you, bro. That's for you. Love it.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good in my eyes when you're looking at the Trey Lucas situation, Jeff.
No.
I remember hearing Mark Cuban talk about how they got the trade done. And it was like they pressured Atlanta into making the trade. And at the end of the day, he's in the finals.
But they also have Kyrie. Okay?
That's true as well. But they're also getting ready to be down 2 games with Luka.
There you go. So 0-2, maybe. You never know. But anyway.
But that I will say the team that we had to play against Milwaukee in that Eastern Conference Finals, if they would have went to the finals, I think they would have beat Phoenix.
I think they would have.
They were good. They were good that year. And when Trey went down from stepping on that damn referee's foot, bro, I was in Florida watching the game like, this is it, bro. We was 2 games away from the finals, bro.
We were. Did you just say Milwaukee? I'm not letting you get away with that, Jack.
Milwaukee?
Did you just do that? Did you just... Wow!
Well, I guess I got to wow myself.
Milwaukee. Milwaukee. All right, from now on, it's no longer Milwaukee. It's Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. I don't know. Maybe it was the what was it? The
man who
the wacky tacky. What was it you said earlier? The wacky. What was it? The wacky tobacco. Maybe it was the wacky tobacco.
Milwaukee, which means Hawk who doesn't make championships. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
This is that there are 12 NFL teams that haven't won a Super Bowl yet.
Vikings, Bills, Browns,
Cardinals, Panthers, Titans, Texans, Lions, Bengals, Jags, Chargers, and us. And she said, I can't wait to get off of that list. Thank you, Lisa, for that.
Amen. Thank you, Lisa. Amen. You're right. No, all seriousness, man. Thank God. Thank him for waking me up. God is so good. If you don't know him, you need to get to know him. Thank him for everything. Thank him for this opportunity. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you for my family. Thank you for everything you keep my job, everything you continue to do for me. Secondly, the fans of this chat, you guys are the greatest in the world. You are some of the greatest people in the world. Love you guys. You guys continue to show me love. And I just love being here doing this with you. Last but not least, hey, man, got to give it to you, Mr. Jack Spade. You gave me this opportunity. You keep inviting me. I'll keep coming back. Bro, this just gets better and better. I love doing this. And let's go, man. Let's go and get that. What you call it? Foul wow. Let's go and get. See what I did there, Jack? I'll be listening. I'll be listening. Let's go and get that thou wow, and let's do it, man. And I defer to you, sir. Go ahead.
Yo, let me tell you something. 1,000 subscribers will be great. But also, having everybody here in the chat and the channel talking Falcons football with us is even greater, right? Because we just want to talk Falcons football, man.
Yes.
And when you all are in here asking questions and comments, what about this player and what about that? Yeah. There's no divide within this fan base, especially here on this podcast. Come here and talk Falcons. We will talk Falcons with you, right? Big shout out to all the other content creators out there that's doing whatever they can to, always big up the Falcons community. But as you can see, what we do at One Time for the Fan and what we do to rise up to our fan club. Because for those that do not know, I started that with my good friend Thomas 7 years ago. All we want to do is just show the NFL how big this fan base is. It's for the Falcons. Why didn't we do it for the Georgia Bulldogs? Well, Thomas is a Florida State guy, but still, why do we do it for the Georgia Bulldogs? Why don't we do it for the Braves? Why don't we do it for the Hawks?
Why not?
What we have here for the Falcons is bigger than everything when it comes to sports.
It's bigger than Nino Brown, Jack.
That is tough. And Nino Brown was pretty big. He was pretty big in New York. But Falcon fans here in the chat, you got to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And we just want to say thank you all for being a part of this. Tell your Falcons friends and Falcons family that, we go live every Sunday, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We have our Friday morning shows, Breakfast with One Time for the Fan at 9 a.m. Not 11, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. 9-ish.
9-ish was because of Friday's episode. That was a horrible try for a dunk, Jason Tatum. That was horrible.
9-ish. Yes.
So 9 a.m. Well, Boston's going to win this game, so Dallas is going to be down 2. 9 a.m. We're back Friday morning. I have all special guests coming up here in a matter of weeks. I really want training camp to start before I bring this special guest. But thank you all for being a part of One Time for the Fan. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button.
Hey, before we go, not to cut you off, guys, I've got a random gnat in here, and this little bastard I can't get rid of him. So if anybody has a remedy for a gnat, drop it in the chat the next time.
You head to Walmart and you go get this little thing that hangs down from your wall. And I guess it has this scent,
like an electric popper thing.
No, not that's like 1930s, Terry. I don't even know it did that.
Damn.
That was
Wow. Okay.
That was the one with the electric popper was like Married with Children time.
Damn.
That was around that time. Where it was
Damn.
like, you're in the house and the lights keep flickering because it's like, what the hell is going on? They make this new thing now where it's like a scent on a like a little glue type of paper, and I guess I just saw it.
Yeah,
I just saw it. That's how good your camera is too, as well. I just saw it.
Bastard, man.
We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Matter of fact, I'm calling Terminex. We're gonna get you over there. But they sell this thing that you get it from Walmart, it's like $10-15.
Yeah,
and then it has like this scent where any mosquito or gnat flying around your house randomly will just go to this paper and it'll be stuck, and they can't move.
You said
right, and it's very cheap too as well. You don't have to do the fogger. I remember people a long time ago used to do the foggers where they put the fogger on in their house and try to run. You ain't got to do that. Just get the little paper thing, let it hang down because it's the summertime. So you know how it is with them insects and mosquitoes. The other day I saw a mosquito. I was like, "What the hell they got there?" I was enjoying not having no mosquitoes for a while. When that winter time hits, you don't see them.
Yeah, you don't got to worry about. You see them
now. It's like, what the man? If you don't get I was wearing shorts the other day, walking through the pod. I said, "Man, what the is this?" But that's what happens.
He's been messing with me the whole time I've been doing this. I've been trying not to do it, and then he like flew on my nose a couple times.
Matter of fact, as you mentioned that, you might want to get a flamethrower too. They got these flying spiders that's supposed to be entering Georgia real soon.
Yeah, no, I thought they were going to New York.
Apparently, they might be making their way down south too. But I don't know. Let me tell you something. At least in Marvel, you knew when the enemy was going to attack. You kind of felt that in the movie. But these flying spiders situation, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to get to that. That's not even that's not even Falcon related. But maybe Wednesday on Breaking the Ice, we'll talk about these flying spiders.
They're heading to Georgia for real?
Man, let me tell you something. They had not, but they're taking over, bro.
Damn.
They're taking over. No, Kinnison in the chat with the sub.
Wow, man. That's what come on, man. You got me there. That's
nice. Shout out to everybody. Wednesday, we are back talking Falcons football. Alicia Shepard said, I'm scared of the thought of some flying spiders.
Yes. Absolutely. I got to cut my yard in the morning.
That's a lot going on. That's a lot going on when you think about it. But Falcon fans, Wednesday night, 8:00, we'll be back. Tell your Falcons friends, tag your Falcons family. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers together. Bring your questions, bring your comments on Wednesday night too as well. Like, let's open this chat up to talking about whatever y'all want to talk about. Right? Yep. Let's talk Falcons. This is the off season, right? There's really nothing going on. But then again, between now and Wednesday, a lot could happen.
Yes.
Right? So let's be ready for that. Terry?
Yes, sir.
We have to go find a way to get you. Does the Rise Up Tour have an Instagram? Of course. Sure. What's that guy from TikTok? He does that? Sure. Yeah. Rise Up Tour does have an Instagram. It is the... Let me make sure, because Instagram, you have to put the underscore and all that nonsense.
Yeah, you do.
It's the Rise Up Tour fan club. And big shout out to Shayla, who's our social media connect. She takes care of everything for us. Let me log in here just to make sure I have it correct. I don't want to give you the wrong information, but type in the... Oh, big shout out to Generica Owens too as well. Big shout out to Generica Owens. I might even get her on the podcast too as well. The Rise Up Tour fan club on Instagram. And you can see all the information on there too as well. The Rise Up Tour fan club on Instagram. But if you're going to Philly, we have an event in Philly. You're going to Minnesota, we have an event. Man, every single city. We've been doing this for 7 years. So we want to make sure fans are excited. If you see me on the road, come say hi. Come talk Falcons with me. But at the end of the day, we do this for the fans. She said, Kendison said, I'm trying to be down with the cool kids. Are we cool? Are we cool, Terry?
I've never been cool, Jack. I think they're talking about you. I don't know.
No. I'm not cool.
Never been.
I can't be cool.
My son tells me I'm not cool all the time, so I don't think.
What's cooler than being cool?
What's cooler than being... I've heard this before. Wait, is that Remember the Titans? That's Remember the Titans, right?
No, that's Outkast.
Oh. No,
Ice
that
cold,
also
man.
was... Yeah, but that
Ice
also
cold.
That's right. Ice cold. Wait, is that
Entre 3000? Hey y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
Go
Go put Outkast on right now when we're finished with this podcast. You do nothing else. You do
I remember
nothing
that
else.
one. I
Look
do
at Lisa
remember
Shepherd
that
in the
one.
chat. She is on your head right now. You better get it, Terry.
How you gonna
Terry,
be
don't
from
do this.
ATL? I remember the song. It just took me a little
I'm
longer.
not gonna
Lisa.
call out my friend, but the other day we saw Andre 3000 the other day, and she said, "Who is that?"
Oh wow. Okay, now see, I didn't do that. That's blasphemy. I didn't do that. But I know the song now that
I
you
had to throw
said.
something at her. I said, "What?
Yeah,
Who is what?"
as well you should have.
She said, "Who is that?" I said,
No.
"How long you been living in Atlanta?" She
You
said,
have
"Down there
to-
my whole life."
Oh man, you got to listen to Hours of Stank on you.
What? Then she
And
said,
listed
she
Cadillac.
said she was in another country when Outkast was popping. I said, "Well, Outkast was in your
like
country.
20 years. That was like 20. What are you doing? Like, whoa.
What do you listen to? Was you doing the waltz for 50 years?"
The waltz.
Outkast
He
is
said the waltz.
everywhere.
Wow.
So then we started going over songs. She said, "I've
She
never
was
heard
doing
of
the
that."
Charleston. Is that what you're saying? She was doing the Charleston?
She was doing something, but it wasn't listening to Hey Y'all
The bus stop.
and Spotty Dodie Ipsius.
All right.
Jazzy Bell.
All right. Now, fellas.
Elevators.
Yeah. I remember that. I do remember that. It's just,
Man, when Outkast said we caught the 86 Lithonia, man, that shit was right there. Like 5 minutes from my house. That shit hit home to me. We caught the 86. I used to take. I'm getting this 86 Lithonia, man. Dre was on there. We caught the 86 Lithonia.
That's hometown pride. That's hometown pride.
That's Atlanta, man. That's the martyr, man.
What else could it be? You ever had
in a
somebody
polar bear toenail? All hell, there he go again. Come on now.
You ever have somebody try and come at you on the martyr bus, like trying to,
I try to stay away from all that. Yeah, I can sit back, headphones on. But yeah, we're back on Wednesday night, Terry. I got 3 minutes before esports because I already know how this is gonna. Look at Jeff Wolf said, "Terry, turn in your car." You better be back Wednesday, Terry, with an Outkast shirt or the bobblehead from the Braves game. You better be in here. Matter of fact, Braves Outkast bobblehead night is coming up too as well, Terry. You better be there in that front row.
We should go. That'd be
cool. Fans, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Terry, I'll see you Wednesday at 8, bro.
All right, brother. See you there.